Let us drift softly into the quiet echoes of ancient temples, where the whispers of divine women linger like warm candlelight. Their stories have traveled through centuries, carried by gentle winds, leaving traces of wisdom and serene power for those who listen with an open heart. In this space, there is no rush, only the soft unfolding of sacred tales. We will wander together through ritual, myth, and the hidden mysteries of cult traditions, guided by the calm presence of feminine divinity. Feel the hush of night settling around you, as the stories ease your mind and cradle your spirit. Allow your breath to slow, your thoughts to melt like morning dew, and your soul to be soothed. Each tale is a gentle step into the eternal, where the sacred women of ancient worlds watch over the cycles of life, death, and beyond. If these stories bring peace to your heart, you may softly share where you are listening from, or subscribe to Let the Gentle Light of These Tales Visit Your Evenings Again. Softly, the night exhales its quiet across the land. You drift through a world where shadows stretch long and gentle, moving like whispers across ancient stones. The air is cool, and a distant candle flickers in a temple hidden beneath the folds of time. Its light dances slowly, touching the carved walls with warmth that seems almost alive. Every corner holds a secret sigh. Every step carries a memory, and the silence itself feels tender, as if it bends to welcome those who come seeking peace. Through the stillness, a figure glides, soft as moonlight on a calm river. She moves with a rhythm older than speech, her robes brushing the stone floor with the hush of falling petals. The high priestess is both present and unseen, a gentle bridge between the world of mortal hands and the realm of quiet divinity. You can feel her passing like a faint breath, a sigh that rustles the leaves outside, stirring the silver light that pools on the temple floor. The temple is vast, yet it carries no cold weight. Columns rise like quiet guardians, etched with symbols of life, death, and the cycles between. Their carvings tell of women who walked these halls long before the first candle was lit, guiding the spirits of those who passed through doors of stone and memory. Here the priestess moves among them, tracing the stories with delicate gestures. Each movement is soft, like the ripple of a pond when a leaf falls, and each gesture opens a door in the air itself, invisible yet felt. In one corner, a pool of still water mirrors the temple's vaulted ceiling. The priestess kneels beside it, her hands hovering above the surface. Slowly, deliberately, she lets her fingertips brush the water, sending tiny circles outward. They are small waves, yet they carry a quiet song of the unseen, the currents of the spirit, the gentle flow of memory through time. You can hear it if you listen closely, the soft lapping of water against stone, the hushed pulse of life and light mingling together. Outside, the moon moves across the sky in silence, tracing its slow arc through the stars. They seem to shine not only for the living, but for the ones who have drifted beyond. Each star is a whisper, a gentle reminder of souls remembered, of prayers offered in soft candlelight. The priestess lifts her gaze toward them, and for a moment, you sense the bridge between worlds widening, the veil thinning, and the quiet presence of the eternal becoming tangible. She begins her ritual with a slow turning of her palms, each motion echoing the cycles of the earth. The air itself responds, carrying the scent of sandalwood and soft smoke. Small bells chime far away, though no one appears to ring them. Their sound is not loud, but it lingers, threading through the quiet like a gentle ribbon. Each note seems to pull something unseen into the light, something delicate and luminous, a spirit leaning forward to feel the touch of care. You drift along with her, moving as she moves, floating in the rhythm of her calm gestures. In the silence, she speaks without words. The soft curve of her hands, the tilt of her head, the shimmer of her robes in candlelight, all become a language of comfort. You feel it in your chest, a gentle pulse, as if the temple itself is breathing alongside you. Here, time is slow. Here, each heartbeat is a river, carrying you further into rest, carrying you toward understanding that does not require thought. In another hall, the priestess pauses before an altar. It is simple, yet radiant, carved from pale stone that glows faintly under the moonlight spilling through high windows. On it lie offerings, petals, water in small vessels, grains of gold, and candles whose flames bend like dancers in the quiet air. The priestess leans forward, lifting her hands just above the gifts, not touching, but blessing with the gentle pressure of presence. You sense that in this act, worlds are touched, The mortal and the divine meet in a breath that is soft, as fleeting as the drift of clouds, yet as enduring as the stars themselves. Soft chants rise, almost inaudible, carried on the wings of the wind. They are not loud. They do not demand attention. Instead, they wrap around you like a warm shawl, curling around your shoulders and easing the weight from your thoughts. Words of ancient languages fall from her lips, each syllable a drop of light, a note of memory from generations long past. They speak of passage, of the turning of seasons, of the gentle carrying of souls across thresholds unseen. You do not need to understand them. You only need to feel their quiet power, their lullaby of remembrance. As you move deeper into the temple, the priestess leads you to a spiral staircase carved into the stone. Each step descends slowly, deliberately, echoing softly in the stillness. The air grows cooler, and the walls are lined with faint murals, women depicted with outstretched hands, guiding figures cloaked in shadow toward doors of light. Each image hums softly with life, the brushstrokes breathing in the calm of long devotion. You feel the stories resonate within your chest, like a gentle drum, keeping pace with your heartbeat, each beat a reminder that you are held, that you are part of the quiet continuum. At the bottom of the staircase, a subterranean chamber awaits. Here the air is dense with the scent of earth and candle smoke. A low pool reflects the moonlight that filters from above, shimmering with the slow movement of water disturbed by invisible currents. The priestess kneels once more, her hands moving in delicate patterns above the surface. You feel the pulse of something ancient, a presence that is neither rushing nor leaving, but resting, watching, and waiting. In the pool, you notice the reflection of the stars above. They ripple with the motion of her hands, merging with the water to form a river of light. Each star seems to be a soul, each ripple a gentle reminder of life flowing forward. The priestess hums softly, a sound like wind through reeds, and you can feel it pressing lightly against your skin, your mind, your spirit. It is a sound that asks nothing, demands nothing, yet offers everything: rest, safety, and a sense of belonging in the quiet order of the universe. Time drifts slowly. The candlelight wavers. The shadows curl in soft waves across the walls, and the priestess moves with calm intention through the chamber. She touches nothing, yet her presence moves all things: air, water, memory, and spirit. You sense her guiding hands across the invisible threads that connect you to the world of ancestors, of those who have passed and those who have yet to come. Each thread hums softly in recognition, a delicate vibration that eases the mind, quiets the chest, and allows the soul to float. As the ritual comes to a gentle close, the priestess rises. Her robes whisper against the floor, and she walks back up the spiral staircase, leaving the chamber bathed in a soft glow. You follow her gaze upward, feeling the pull of light as it stretches across the stone and into the night beyond. You feel a calm settling deeper in your chest, a quiet warmth that seems to promise that all journeys are guided, all passages watched, all endings embraced with care. Outside the temple, the wind stirs faintly, carrying the soft scent of night flowers. You hear the distant rustle of leaves, a quiet drum of earth moving under stars. The priestess lingers for a moment at the doorway, silhouetted in the glow of candlelight spilling outward. Her presence feels eternal, yet gentle, a soft hand resting on the shoulder of the universe. And now, as you lie in this quiet world of stone, candlelight, and gentle shadow, let yourself drift onward. Feel the calm of the temple seep into your mind, your chest, your heart. Let the stories of the priestess, her gestures, and her silent watchfulness carry you softly toward rest. The stars return to their places in the sky. The moon arcs slowly across the night, and the river of time flows quietly around you. Now rest. As the veil of the eternal priestess continues to shimmer softly, unseen yet present, guiding all souls through quiet passage and peaceful sleep. The night carries a gentle hush. You float slowly into a courtyard open to the sky, where the cool air wraps softly around stone walls etched with faint symbols. The moon hangs low, silver and steady, spilling light across the smooth ground. Soft winds drift through the columns, brushing your skin like the touch of a memory. Somewhere nearby, a candle flickers in quiet rhythm, sending small shadows curling across the walls. Each shadow seems alive, shifting and bending in slow, unhurried dance. Above, the stars begin to gather in patterns that feel ancient and familiar. They pulse faintly, as if breathing, each one a small light carrying whispers of time long past. You drift slowly among the columns, your footsteps almost weightless, barely disturbing the calm. The temple courtyard holds a stillness that feels both vast and intimate, as though the sky itself has bent down to meet the earth, and all is held within a soft embrace. In the center of the courtyard, a figure moves gracefully. The high priestess glides between the stars and stone, her robes catching the faint glow and shimmering like threads of silver. Her gestures are slow, deliberate, tracing invisible lines in the air, patterns that seem to speak directly to the sky. She is quiet, yet her presence hums gently, a subtle resonance that reaches into the heart, easing tension and inviting the mind to soften. Around her, initiates kneel quietly, their faces lifted toward the heavens. They trace the constellations with fingers extended, following the gentle movements of the priestess. Each star is marked with reverence, a tiny note in a song older than memory. The initiate's breaths rise and fall in soft rhythm, a gentle echo of the universe's own quiet pulse. You can feel it in your own chest, a slow beat that invites your thoughts to settle like leaves on calm water. The priestess pauses beneath the largest column, its surface worn smooth by centuries of hands, and tilts her head toward the heavens. The stars seem to shimmer in response, their faint light stretching and bending as though following her gaze. She traces the movements of the constellations with her hands, mapping the sky in slow, delicate arcs. You feel the air thicken with quiet wonder, and the courtyard itself seems to lean in closer, listening, waiting. Soft drums sound far away, though no one appears near enough to play them. The beats are slow, measured, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. Each pulse carries a calm energy that flows through the stone floor, through the air, and into your body. You drift gently with it, letting your mind float on the rhythm, following the soft trails of sound that curl through the courtyard like invisible rivers. The priestess bends low, her hands hovering above a small pool in the center of the courtyard. Water mirrors the stars, doubling their light, folding heaven into earth. With each motion of her fingers, the water ripples softly, sending gentle circles outward. The reflections waver and shimmer, as if the stars themselves are drifting across the pool's surface. You feel the subtle invitation in these movements to breathe, to pause, to surrender to the calm rhythm of night. Around the pool, faint carvings of animals and symbols appear, worn smooth but still visible. Birds in flight, serpents coiled, and flowers in bloom. All seem to respond to her gestures, awakening with quiet energy. The priestess moves among them as if reading the stories embedded in the stone, speaking a language without words. Each step she takes releases a soft glow, tracing invisible paths that lead your spirit onward, deeper into serenity. The initiates follow her lead, letting their hands trace constellations in the air above the pool. Each movement carries intention and care, a silent promise to honor the sky and its mysteries. You drift among them, your thoughts slowing, your mind folding gently into the calm of the courtyard. The wind carries the scent of night flowers and distant incense, brushing past your cheeks and settling your mind into the present. A soft chant rises from the priestess, low and flowing, echoing faintly off the stone walls. The words are not meant to be understood. They are meant to be felt. Each syllable moves like water over smooth rocks, like wind through reeds, tracing a gentle path through the chest and heart. The chant weaves the stars, the courtyard, and the souls of all present into one luminous thread, fragile yet enduring. You feel yourself wrapped in it, carried without effort, floating with the music of quiet light. The stars above seem to respond. Tiny streaks of movement, like the softest comet trails, drift through the sky. Their arcs mirror the gestures of the priestess, and for a moment it feels as if the heavens themselves are bending closer, reaching down with slow, tender care. You imagine tracing the path of a star with your fingers, feeling its warmth, and letting its light fill the hollow spaces in your mind. In the center of the courtyard, the priestess raises her hands slowly, letting them drift apart. A soft shimmer rises from the pool, reflecting in her eyes and the eyes of the initiates. She moves in a circle around the water, her robes catching faint starlight and weaving it into the shadows. Each motion is slow, deliberate, a pattern of grace that mirrors the movements of the cosmos itself. You feel the calm of the universe folding gently around you, holding you safe and still. The initiates mirror her movements, tracing their own arcs in the air, their hands guided by her quiet presence. You notice how each gesture is a blessing, a gentle tending of the space, a soft threading of spirit and matter. The courtyard becomes a living tapestry of calm, each thread shining faintly, each motion a breath. You drift through it, carried by the rhythm, as your chest rises and falls with quiet understanding. A soft wind stirs through the columns, carrying petals from distant flowers. They drift like stars fallen to earth, scattering lightly across the stone. The priestess lets them rest where they fall, each one a silent offering, a mark of presence, a whisper of love. You watch as the petals settle and feel a similar peace settling inside yourself, a quiet bloom of calm that spreads from head to toe. The night deepens, and the stars shine brighter, their reflections shimmering in the pool with gentle persistence. The priestess kneels once more, letting her hands hover just above the water. Slowly, she dips her fingertips, sending soft ripples that spread outward, touching the edges of the courtyard, brushing the initiates, brushing you. The ripples are like waves of time, soft and enduring, carrying with them the quiet promise of guidance and peace. As the ritual winds down, she rises slowly, her motion seamless, serene, a final gesture that folds the courtyard into calm. The initiates lower their hands, faces relaxed, breaths slowed. The stars continue their quiet watch, mirrored below in the still pool, and the soft wind carries away the echoes of the chant, leaving only gentle, lingering warmth. You feel a soft pull toward rest, as if the courtyard itself is folding you into its rhythm. The stars are steady above, the moon arcs slowly, and the priestess moves toward the open columns, her presence fading gently like mist. Yet her calm remains, lingering in the air, in the water, in the pulse of your chest. You carry it with you, softly, as you drift onward. Now, as you settle into quiet, let the memory of the courtyard fill your mind. Let the soft movements of the priestess, the gentle light of the stars, and the whispering winds carry you deeper into rest. Let the sky fold gently over you as the stars continue their patient watch, and let your thoughts drift like petals across still water. Rest here, where the temple courtyard holds you, where the priestess guides with tender hands, and where the stars trace paths of calm through the night. Let the night enfold you, soft and eternal, as the world beyond grows distant and your spirit floats safely, carried by quiet light. The night unfolds slowly, like a soft curtain drawn over the world. You float along the edge of a river that moves with quiet purpose. Its surface glimmers under the silver gaze of the moon, reflecting faint streaks of starlight. Each ripple carries a gentle story, a quiet memory of hands that placed small offerings upon its waters long ago. The river hums softly, not with sound, but with presence, a gentle pulse that echoes through the air and into your chest. Along its banks, reeds sway with tender rhythm. The soft brush of wind through them is a lullaby, rustling leaves and petals as though the earth itself is breathing slowly, deliberately. You drift near the river, feeling its calm currents pull your thoughts into stillness. Each stone, smoothed by centuries of flowing water, glows faintly beneath the surface, as though illuminated from within. The river does not rush. It moves like memory, like a slow exhale, carrying with it all that has been offered in reverence and care. A figure emerges from the shadows, her robes catching the faint shimmer of moonlight. She walks beside the river with careful steps, her hands extended just above its surface. She is a divine presence, a guardian of the river, and her gaze rests upon each floating lantern and offering with tender attention. Petals, small bowls of water, and simple tokens drift in the current. They are soft flames of devotion, carried on the water as if the river itself is listening and remembering. The high priestess pauses and bends low, letting her fingertips graze the surface. Tiny ripples form, gentle circles that move outward and touch every floating offering. It is a quiet dance between spirit and water, an exchange that does not need words. Each ripple is a blessing, a touch of calm that extends to the banks, to the reeds, and to you. You feel your heartbeat slow as you watch her movements, the rhythm of her gestures folding seamlessly with the gentle flow of the river. Small lanterns drift closer, bobbing lightly in the current. Some carry soft flames that seem alive, their light flickering like breathing stars upon the water. Others hold petals that glide like little boats, their colors muted in the calm glow of the night. The priestess moves among them with quiet reverence, guiding their course, ensuring each offering finds its path along the river's gentle journey. You feel the ease of her presence as if it were a soft hand upon your shoulder, letting your thoughts settle like sand on a quiet shore. A faint chant rises, flowing as smoothly as the river itself. It is low, almost imperceptible, a sound that seems to come from the water and the air, not from the priestess alone. The chant wraps around your senses like a warm, slow blanket. Each syllable hums in harmony with the rippling currents, each note a soft vibration that travels through the stones beneath your feet, through the reeds, and into your chest. You breathe slowly, carried along by the river's calm cadence, letting each inhalation and exhalation follow the gentle pulse of life around you. The priestess lifts a lantern and releases it into the current. You watch as it floats forward, carried effortlessly along the river's soft path. Its flame dances lightly, mirrored by the small stars above. You imagine each offering as a thought, a memory, a prayer, moving safely in the river's embrace. You feel the quiet assurance that nothing is lost, that all is held in the gentle, luminous flow of water and care. As the river winds forward, the banks shift into soft curves lined with wildflowers and smooth stones. The scent of night blooms drifts gently on the breeze, mixing with the faint smoke of incense placed along the shore. Each scent is a quiet invitation, drawing your mind deeper into the rhythm of the night. You drift alongside the river, feeling the subtle pull of its current, a gentle reminder that life moves with care and that even in stillness, there is soft guidance. The priestess pauses at a wider bend where the water deepens and spreads into a mirror-like pool. She kneels on the bank and dips her hands into the surface, letting the ripples expand. Small lanterns glide past, their reflections dancing in her eyes. She traces a slow circle with her fingertips, and the water seems to respond, shimmering more brightly under the moon's gaze. You feel the echo of this motion inside yourself, a gentle folding of calm that spreads from your chest into your arms and legs. Petals swirl gently in the deeper water, catching the light as they float. Some drift alone, solitary and quiet, while others form small clusters, moving together like tiny boats guided by unseen hands. The priestess moves along the water's edge, her eyes attentive, ensuring each one continues along its peaceful path. You sense the soft intention in every gesture, a care that seems to touch everything it passes: the water, the petals, the lanterns, and the quiet observer within yourself. The river carries a soft rhythm like a heartbeat. You notice it in the gentle rise and fall of your chest, in the slow turning of your thoughts. It is a rhythm that asks nothing, demands nothing, but offers everything, a sense of safety, of quiet, of belonging. The high priestess continues her walk, releasing small offerings into the water. Grains of fragrant incense, petals, tiny bowls filled with water and light. Each touches the river like a whisper, and the river carries it onward, folding each offering into its eternal journey. As the night deepens, fireflies appear along the riverbank. Their tiny lights drift like sparks fallen from stars, moving slowly, floating freely in the gentle wind. You watch them hover over the lanterns and petals, weaving a delicate dance of light. The priestess pauses among them, letting her hands hover lightly above the water, feeling the pulse of the river, the gentle sway of the fireflies, the soft rise of night air. Her presence is quiet yet luminous, a steady current that guides the flow of energy and spirit. A faint echo of song rises from the reeds. It is not loud or insistent, only a soft hum carried on the wind. The melody seems to blend with the water, the lanterns, the petals, and your own steady breathing. You drift gently with it, as if the river itself has begun to carry you, letting your mind settle into a peaceful rhythm. Each note is a gentle brush against your thoughts, softening them, smoothing them like river stones polished by years of slow currents. The priestess walks toward a narrow bridge that arches over the river. Its wood creaks softly under her steps, blending with the subtle lapping of water. She pauses in the center, letting her gaze drift over the expanse below. The river glows faintly in the moonlight, each ripple reflecting stars above. The priestess lifts her hands slowly, tracing arcs in the air as if drawing patterns in the sky and water together. You sense the connection between earth, water, and heaven, a calm thread linking all things in gentle, luminous flow. She releases a final lantern from the bridge, watching it float beneath the arches, carried softly onward. The light shimmers, folding into the river's current, merging with the reflections of stars, petals, and offerings. You feel a similar light within yourself, a soft glow that rises slowly and fills the quiet spaces in your mind. The river's whispers echo in your chest, carrying you gently forward as though it too is guiding you toward rest. The night continues, slow and serene. The river curves around a bend, disappearing into soft darkness, yet leaving behind its calm, luminous traces. The priestess stands at the river's edge, her robes catching faint light, and bows her head in quiet blessing. The lanterns drift away, petals move with care, and the water murmurs softly as if to say that all is safe, all is held, and all is calm. Now as you settle into this gentle world of moonlight, water, and soft offerings, let yourself drift onward. Let the river carry your thoughts like petals. Let its calm fold around your chest and mind. Feel the gentle presence of the priestess, her quiet guidance, and the luminous path of stars reflected in water. Let the night enfold you in its slow rhythm as the river whispers eternal calm. Rest here, by the river of whispered offerings, where every floating lantern, every petal, every ripple carries peace. Let the water and the night carry you gently, as the stars above return to their watch, and let sleep arrive like a soft tide, slow and serene, holding you safely in its luminous flow. Night falls softly, like a velvet curtain drawn across the world. You float through the gentle hush, where shadows bend tenderly across rolling hills and quiet valleys. The moon rises pale and luminous, spilling silver light across fields and stone. Its glow bathes the earth in calm, softening edges and turning the simplest forms into quiet wonders. You hear only the faint whisper of wind, carrying petals, leaves, and the scent of night-blooming flowers. Each breath of air feels like a gentle caress, and each moment moves slowly, like water flowing through your chest, steady and serene. In a small open grove, the Moon Maiden appears. Her robes shimmer with silver light, flowing as if woven from the moonbeams themselves. She moves lightly, almost without sound, tracing patterns in the air with her hands, a slow, deliberate dance. Her presence feels luminous yet tender, like the first light of dawn after a long, silent night. You drift closer, carried by a quiet curiosity that does not stir your thoughts, only calms them. Her gaze does not meet yours with expectation, only with the gentle acknowledgement of your being, a soft recognition that all is safe here. The grove around her is quiet, but alive. Trees sway faintly, leaves brushing each other with a whispered song. Small streams glimmer in the moonlight, reflecting stars above like tiny mirrors. The Moon Maiden lifts her hands, and the streams respond as though touched by invisible fingers, rippling softly in her rhythm. Every movement is a note in an unspoken melody, each gesture a soft call to the cycles of life and renewal. You feel the cadence of her song ripple through your chest, a gentle rhythmic pulse that quiets thought and slows time. She begins to hum, a low, flowing sound that rises like mist from the earth. It is soft and steady, carrying the calm of water and wind, the quiet warmth of candlelight and earth. The song moves through the grove, bending around stones and trees, touching the surface of the streams, threading through the night sky. You sense that each note carries a story, stories of those who have walked beneath the moon, who have passed through shadow into light. Each vibration settles into your chest, a lullaby for the soul, urging the mind to drift, to rest, to soften. Alongside the Moon Maiden, small lanterns float above the ground. Each one is light as air, carrying tiny flames that flicker like stars fallen from the heavens. They follow her movements, drifting in delicate arcs, echoing the curves of her song. You feel drawn into their gentle dance, your thoughts moving as lightly and freely as the lanterns themselves. The soft glow illuminates petals scattered across the grove floor, petals that seem to glow with a silver hue, as though kissed by the moon herself. The Moon Maiden kneels by a quiet pool. She leans forward and dips her hands into the still water. Tiny ripples spread outward, carrying the reflection of the moon and stars across the surface. The lanterns hover gently above the water, their light mirrored in slow, serene movement. You feel the rhythm of the ripples in your own chest, each wave a soft pulse that matches the rise and fall of your breath. The pool holds the reflection of the night sky, and for a moment, it feels as though heaven and earth are folded into one calm, luminous world. She lifts her gaze toward the sky, and the stars seem to lean closer. The constellations shift subtly, shimmering as if responding to her song. Her hands trace gentle arcs, mapping the cycles of the moon, the flow of time, and the paths of those who have journeyed before. You sense the quiet guidance she offers, not as instruction, but as gentle illumination. The moon and stars are like memory itself, a slow, soft light that guides the soul through the cycles of shadow and renewal. The song of the Moon Maiden rises in a faint, silvery tide. Each note moves like wind across water, bending and folding in gentle layers. It carries the wisdom of countless nights, of cycles repeated in quiet reverence. The hum draws forth soft visions, petals drifting along moonlit streams, shadows folding into light, spirits moving gently through the patterns of the earth. You feel the calm of her song settle into your bones, a soothing rhythm that slows the mind, a silver thread weaving through every corner of thought. Lanterns drift closer to the pool, casting reflections that mingle with the ripples. Petals swirl in small spirals, following invisible currents, guided by the tender gestures of the Moon Maiden. The water reflects her image, faint and luminous, like a memory made of light. You feel a warmth spread through your chest, a soft, steady glow, as though the song itself is filling you with gentle presence. Every breath you take becomes slower, deeper, carrying the melody into every corner of your being. The Moon Maiden rises and moves slowly along a narrow path lined with flowers. Each step is deliberate and serene, pressing lightly upon the soft earth. The lanterns follow, floating in her wake, creating a river of light that winds through the grove. You drift alongside, carried by the rhythm of her motion and the steady cadence of her song. The air is fragrant with night blooms, and the quiet rustle of leaves is like a soft percussion accompanying the melody. You feel the grove itself breathing with the song, alive with calm, holding you safely in its gentle embrace. She pauses at a small stone altar, its surface smooth and worn by time. She places a lantern upon it and bends over the offering, her hands hovering lightly above the flame. The lantern glows softly, as if the flame itself listens to her song. Petals settle around its base, moving slowly in tiny spirals, each one reflecting light and shadow in delicate balance. You sense that in this small act, the cycles of life and renewal are acknowledged, the giving and receiving, the rising and falling, the gentle turning of all things. The Moon Maiden lifts her gaze once more to the sky. Her song becomes a faint murmur, carrying over the grove, over the streams, over the petals and lanterns. The stars lean closer in the reflection of the pools, the ripples responding softly to the vibration. You feel the song reach into your chest, tugging gently at each thought, coaxing it to drift, to soften, to surrender into the calm. The rhythm is unhurried, like the slow pulse of the earth beneath your feet, like the tide returning to shore. She walks toward a small bridge over the stream, her movements seamless, luminous. Lanterns float ahead and behind her, creating arcs of soft light in the darkness. The water ripples beneath the bridge, carrying reflections of moon, stars, and flame. Each step she takes is mirrored in gentle waves, each ripple a quiet note in the ongoing melody of night. You drift with her, feeling the rhythm in your own body, each breath in harmony with the slow unfolding of moonlight and song. The Moon Maiden pauses in the center of the bridge. She stretches her hands upward, and the lanterns rise slightly as if responding to her touch. The air is warm with the scent of blossoms, cool with the touch of night wind. The song is faint now, a soft hum, yet it carries the weightless wisdom of eternity. You feel the calm fold deeper, spreading from chest to arms, from heart to mind, a steady, luminous pulse that carries you toward rest. Petals swirl in the air, drifting in gentle spirals like tiny dancers. Each one glows faintly in silver light, caught between shadow and reflection. The water below reflects them, doubling their gentle motion. The Moon Maiden hums one last note, long and soft, letting it linger like a gentle exhale across the grove. You feel it sink into every corner of your mind, settling thought and memory into stillness. She lowers her hands, and the lanterns descend softly, resting along the stream and the grove floor. The petals drift gently into quiet pools of water, the ripples soft and calm. The moon continues its slow arc across the sky, the stars shimmering in steady patterns above. The song fades, leaving only the soft rhythm of night, the whisper of wind through leaves, the gentle flow of water, the faint glow of lanterns and petals, the steady pulse in your chest. Now, as you lie within the calm of this moonlit grove, let yourself drift onward. Feel the presence of the moon maiden in the gentle pull of the night, in the soft shimmer of stars reflected in water. Let the lantern's petals and ripples guide your thoughts into quiet stillness. The world is hushed, the cycles of renewal and rest continue silently, and your spirit is safe within the gentle embrace of moonlight. Rest here in the hush of night. Let the song of the moon maiden linger softly in your mind. Let the silver light carry your thoughts slowly towards sleep. As the stars above return to their quiet watch and the streams below continue their gentle, eternal flow. The night rests like a soft quilt over the world. You drift quietly through a corridor of stone and candlelight, where shadows lean gently against walls worn smooth by centuries. A faint breeze moves through the space, carrying the scent of incense and night-blooming flowers. Each inhalation brings calm, and each exhalation lets your thoughts fold softly into stillness. The air hums with quiet presence, as if the stones themselves remember every footstep, every whispered prayer, every gentle breath that has passed here before. At the end of the corridor, a chamber opens. It is small, yet vast in feeling, bathed in soft moonlight that filters through high windows. The walls are lined with delicate carvings, stars, flowing rivers, spirals that seem to echo the rhythm of the cosmos. You float into this space, the air cooler here, carrying a sense of deep peace. A single figure sits at the center, draped in robes of pale light. She is the silent oracle, and her presence bends the chamber gently around her, as if the room itself leans in to listen. She does not speak aloud, yet her gaze carries quiet messages. Each blink, each tilt of her head seems to unfold layers of time and possibility. The air around her shimmers faintly, like the surface of still water kissed by moonlight. You sense that she sees beyond the now, beyond the past and the future, into the threads that weave lives together. Her calm gaze reaches out gently, touching the corners of your mind, soothing restless thoughts, and inviting them to rest. Soft winds drift through the chamber, brushing across your skin and carrying the faint rustle of distant leaves. Candles flicker, their flames bending slightly toward the oracle, as if drawn by her quiet energy. You notice the faint shimmer of dust in the air, moving in delicate spirals, each particle catching the light like a tiny star. Everything here, stone, flame, air, and dust, moves in harmony with the oracle's stillness. You feel yourself carried gently in that calm, each heartbeat syncing softly with the rhythm of the room. The oracle lifts her hands slowly, palms upward, as if gathering the whispers of the universe itself. Her fingers trace invisible patterns, arcs that seem to pull threads of possibility from the air and fold them softly into the space around her. You sense visions unfolding in these motions, paths that wind through shadow and light, choices and chances, moments that shimmer like dew in the morning sun. There is no urgency in these visions, only the quiet unfolding of time as it moves gently forward. A faint hum rises in the chamber, a sound that seems both outside and inside you. It is soft, resonant, almost like the echo of a distant stream, flowing and folding back on itself. Each note vibrates through the air and into your body, settling in your chest and shoulders, softening tension and quieting thought. You drift with it, feeling the gentle pull of the oracle's presence, letting the hum guide your breath into slow, steady rhythm. She leans forward, letting her hands hover just above a small pool at her side. The water is still, a mirror to the chamber and the stars beyond. Tiny ripples form as her fingers brush the surface, each one carrying faint reflections of light and shadow. You notice the reflections of the moon and the carvings on the walls, layered softly together, folding reality and vision into one calm, luminous pattern. The ripples reach toward you, brushing against the edges of your mind, carrying a serene invitation to release any lingering thoughts. The oracle closes her eyes, and for a moment the chamber seems to breathe with her. Shadows move slowly along the walls, curling and stretching in quiet arcs. The candle flames lean in, bending with the gentle sway of unseen air. The small particles of dust drift like tiny stars, and the reflections in the pool shimmer with delicate intention. You feel the calm grow inside yourself, a gentle, steady glow that radiates from the center of your chest outward, softening every corner of thought and worry. She tilts her head, and a faint shimmer of silver light seems to radiate from her gaze. Though she speaks no words, you sense quiet messages, reminders of gentle paths, of choices made in soft care, of moments of peace waiting in small folds of time. Each vision unfolds slowly, like petals opening under the moonlight, revealing layers of understanding without demand, without rush. You drift with them, allowing your mind to rest in their serene patterns. The small pool mirrors her every motion, doubling the calm in quiet reflection. You notice tiny ripples that move in subtle spirals, tracing paths that seem to trace the flow of life itself. Lanterns hang along the chamber walls, their soft glow blending with moonlight, casting gentle reflections on stone and water alike. The oracle moves among them with ease, hands barely lifting, gestures precise, yet flowing like water. Each motion carries a silent blessing, a quiet encouragement to let go, to trust in the unfolding of life's rhythm. A soft chant rises, almost imperceptible, carried on the gentle wind that drifts through the chamber. The sound is like the echo of distant bells, or the faint resonance of stars moving in the night sky. It vibrates gently through the air, through the stone, through the small particles of dust, and into your chest. You feel yourself drifting deeper into stillness, carried by the invisible currents of her presence, the soft hum of the chant, and the rhythm of your own slow, steady breath. The oracle rises slowly, her movements seamless and fluid. She walks toward a narrow arch at the far side of the chamber, each step gentle, each footfall quiet as moss on stone. Lanterns follow her motion, floating softly, casting light along her path. You float alongside, carried by the calm, feeling each heartbeat sync with the quiet rhythm of the room. Shadows and light bend around her, moving in delicate arcs, echoing the invisible patterns she traces in the air. She pauses in the center of the arch, raising her hands as though lifting threads of silver light from the air itself. The chamber seems to hold its breath, the soft hum fading to a gentle whisper. Tiny reflections of stars shimmer in the pool below, mirroring the delicate arcs of her fingers. You feel the calm spread into every corner of your mind, softening edges, settling thoughts, and letting your awareness drift gently toward rest. The small breeze stirs again, brushing past your cheeks, carrying the faint fragrance of night flowers and incense. Candle flames sway lightly, lanterns float softly, and the pool ripples with quiet intention. The oracle lowers her hands, letting the energy of the chamber settle around her and you alike. The quiet presence lingers, a gentle embrace, a reminder that all paths, all visions, all whispers of destiny are held safely within the calm of this moment. You lie within the stillness of the chamber, feeling the soft pulse of the oracle's presence in your chest, in your arms, in your mind. Each breath becomes slower, deeper, more even. The light of lanterns mingles with moonlight and reflections, creating a luminous cocoon. The whispers of the night wind, the soft hum of unseen currents, and the gentle pulse of your own heart carry you toward gentle sleep. Now rest here, where the silent oracle watches with quiet care. Let her presence fold around you, soft and luminous. Let the reflections, the ripples, and the floating lanterns guide your mind into stillness. Let the hush of the chamber carry your spirit onward, as thoughts drift away like soft shadows. Sleep arrives like a gentle tide, slow and serene, carrying you safely through the night, held in the quiet, luminous embrace of the oracle's calm. The night is gentle, folded softly over the world like a quiet blanket. You drift along a hidden path, where the air is cool and fragrant with the scent of blossoms yet to open. Stars peek softly through the canopy above, their silver light brushing against leaves and petals. Each step you take is slow, almost weightless, as though the earth itself is guiding your feet, bending time into a peaceful rhythm. The wind moves like a lullaby, stirring petals and carrying whispers of soft rain from distant clouds. Ahead, a gate of wrought silver glimmers faintly in the moonlight. It opens onto a secret garden, a place where shadow and light fold into gentle harmony. Lilies of every shade sway slowly in the night breeze, their petals luminous under the gaze of the moon. The air here hums with quiet life, a calm energy that seems to pulse through every stem, every leaf, every flower. You drift forward, carried by the soft rhythm of the garden, each breath pulling you deeper into stillness. In the center of the garden, divine women move with care and grace. Their hands are gentle, tending lilies that grow along winding paths and small, glimmering streams. Each touch is precise yet soft, guiding petals and leaves without force. They move as though the very act of caring is a prayer, a slow unfolding of life and spirit. You feel the rhythm of their motion in your own chest, a pulse that folds outward into your arms and legs, soothing and steady. The lilies themselves seem alive, glowing faintly under moonlight. Some lean toward the divine women, others stretch gently toward the sky, petals unfurling like whispers of eternity. The flowers carry the quiet memory of every hand that has touched them, every moment of care and intention. You notice the smallest details: dew glistening along a leaf's edge, the subtle shimmer of pollen drifting in a soft arc, the tiny spirals of petals opening to the night. Each detail is a slow breath, inviting your mind to settle into gentle observation. A stream winds softly through the garden, carrying water that mirrors the moon and stars above. The divine women move along its banks, dipping hands into the cool flow, guiding petals and floating offerings along its gentle path. Each ripple carries a soft vibration, a reminder of the quiet cycles of life and renewal. You float alongside them, your thoughts drifting with the current, carried by the rhythm of water and the luminous light of lilies. The women gather around a circular pool, where lilies cluster in small islands of light. Their hands move in arcs above the water, and the lilies respond, petals curling and stretching in delicate harmony. The air carries faint whispers of song, a melody too soft to catch in words, yet felt in the chest like the resonance of a distant bell. You notice the reflections in the water, the moon above, the stars mirrored, and the soft glow of lilies blending seamlessly with the divine women's presence. It feels as though time has folded, a pause in the world that exists solely for calm and beauty. Lanterns hang in the branches of trees surrounding the garden, each one casting a gentle glow over petals and paths. Their light mingles with the silver of the moon, creating a lattice of luminous calm across stone and flower. You sense the quiet care with which the divine women tend each space, moving along the winding paths with measured steps, hands brushing lightly across stems and leaves, smoothing edges, lifting petals that have folded in shadow. Every movement is a whisper of harmony, a gentle cultivation of both the garden and the spirit. A breeze rises softly, carrying the scent of lilies and earth. Tiny motes of light, like fireflies, drift lazily through the air, hovering near petals and lanterns. They respond to the women's gestures, moving in arcs that mirror the delicate dance of hands and blossoms. You feel your body sway slightly with the rhythm of the garden, a slow, unhurried motion that folds your mind deeper into rest. Each breath aligns with the gentle rise and fall of petals, lanterns, and wind. The divine women pause by a stone archway, its surface carved with spirals and flowing lines that echo the movements of the lilies and streams. One woman lifts a small bowl of water and pours it slowly along the roots of a new cluster of lilies. The water glides over the stones, tiny ripples carrying silver light outward. Each ripple touches petals and leaves, small blossoms moving slightly as if bowing to the rhythm of care. You feel the calm expand in your chest, spreading warmth and stillness through your arms, your legs, your mind. Petals drift softly in the air, moved by wind and unseen currents, falling lightly onto paths and water. Some land upon the pool, others gather near lanterns. Each petal seems deliberate, floating in perfect, unhurried rhythm, as though guided by quiet hands from unseen corners. The divine women trace their fingers through the clusters, lifting or moving petals with tender precision. Never forcing, only guiding the natural flow of life. You feel your thoughts mirroring their care, easing, unfolding slowly, smoothing into quiet calm. The garden itself seems alive with gentle song. Streams murmur quietly as they move over smooth stones. Leaves rustle softly in arcs of wind. Lanterns flicker in delicate patterns, and the lilies sway in gentle conversation with the divine women. The melody is subtle and endless, carrying the knowledge of cycles, of growth, of rebirth. You drift within it, carried by its soft cadence, allowing the rhythm of petals, water, and light to align with your own heartbeat. A soft chant begins, carried on the night wind. It is quiet, serene, and without words, yet it moves through the garden like a slow river of sound. The divine women lift their hands, and the lilies respond, petals unfurling as if listening. Lanterns sway gently, reflections shimmer in the water, and the air itself seems to vibrate with the tender rhythm of care and cultivation. You feel yourself dissolving into the sound, your mind and body folding into the calm of the garden. One of the divine women kneels by the circular pool, cupping her hands to gather water. She lifts it slowly, letting it fall in arcs over nearby lilies, small splashes creating ripples that catch the moonlight. The petals respond, moving slightly with each ripple, petals and water folding together in a luminous dance. You watch, entranced, as the water and light weave patterns across the pool, and a sense of quiet understanding settles deep into your chest. Life, care, and gentle intention are intertwined, eternal and serene. The wind rises slightly, carrying whispers of distant blossoms, and tiny motes of silver light drift lazily through the air. Lanterns sway, petals fall, and the lilies seem to stretch toward the sky in soft arcs of growth. You notice the slow curves of each path, the gentle undulations of water, and the quiet movements of the divine women. Each element, each gesture, each ripple contributes to a harmony that enfolds you completely, a serene cocoon that invites rest. The women move slowly toward a small stone bench beneath a flowering tree. They settle there, their hands brushing lightly over petals and leaves. Lanterns glow softly overhead, reflecting in the water and casting gentle patterns across stone and flower. The garden exhales with calm, and you feel it. The soft pulse of eternity in each petal, in each ripple, in every flicker of lantern light. Your breath slows, your thoughts quiet. Your body folds into the rhythm of the garden. Soft shadows gather beneath trees and along the paths, yet they do not frighten. The divine women's presence, the soft petals, and the gentle flow of water fold these shadows into the luminous calm. You feel the night carry you, lanterns and petals moving in quiet arcs across your vision. The soft hum of wind, water, and flower becomes a lullaby, each note a slow exhale that guides your mind toward rest. Now, as you float within the garden of eternal lilies, let yourself drift onward. Feel the presence of the divine women in the rhythm of petals, water, and wind. Let the gentle arcs of lanterns, the shimmer of moonlight, and the quiet movement of lilies carry your thoughts into stillness. The garden holds you safely, its calm rhythm folding over you like a soft blanket. Rest here, in the hush of moonlit lilies. Let the petals, streams, and lanterns guide your spirit gently towards sleep. Let the quiet care, the eternal rhythm, and the soft touch of night enfold you, carrying you softly through the cycles of life, renewal, and peace. The evening drifts softly, folding itself over the hills and valleys like a quiet velvet cloak. You wander along a path lined with gentle swaying reeds, their tips catching the fading silver light of the moon. The air is still, carrying the faint scent of jasmine and earth warmed by the day. Each step is unhurried, and each breath pulls in calm, releasing it slowly like a gentle tide. In this quiet world, movement and stillness are one, and you float between them like a leaf upon a slow river. Ahead, an open courtyard reveals itself beneath a sky brushed with stars. Shadows of soft lanterns stretch along the stone floor, weaving delicate patterns that seem almost alive. The air vibrates with a soft hum, faint and tender, as if the earth itself remembers every footstep, every gesture of those who have danced here long before. At the center, women move with deliberate grace, tracing slow spirals across the ground. Their movements are fluid, unfolding like petals, curving in gentle arcs that ripple outward. You feel yourself drawn to the spiral, stepping lightly into its rhythm. Each turn of the dancer seems to trace the unseen lines of life itself, the cycles of birth and growth, of letting go, of returning to the quiet center. The spiral moves slowly, widening and folding back upon itself, a meditation in motion. The women's hands trace the air, fingers weaving invisible threads of energy, guiding each soul who watches along a path of gentle reflection and harmony. Lanterns sway slightly in the soft breeze, their glow mingling with the moonlight to create pools of warm silver along the stone floor. The sound of sandals brushing lightly over stone is almost imperceptible, yet it carries a subtle rhythm that lulls your thoughts into calm. You watch, mesmerized, as the dancers shift their weight and turn in arcs, the fabric of their robes rippling like water over gentle rocks. Each gesture is slow, intentional, carrying a story too soft for words, yet fully understood by the quiet of your heart. The spiral widens now, a slow, curling dance that seems to move outward into the edges of the courtyard and back again toward its luminous center. The women raise their arms in arcs that mirror the curves of the spiral itself, and the lanterns sway in echo, casting moving shadows that ripple across stone and reed. You float gently with the rhythm, each breath syncing with the slow turn of bodies, the subtle hum of motion, the steady beat of the unseen drum that carries the cycle onward. From the center, one woman lifts a small bowl of water. As she moves along the spiral, she dips her fingers into the pool and scatters droplets along the path of the dance. Each drop glimmers in the lantern light. Tiny stars fall into earth. The droplets trace arcs in the air, connecting movement with reflection, water with light, motion with intention. You feel the calm of this gesture sink into your chest, a gentle pulse of presence that softens your shoulders and quiets your mind. Soft wind drifts through the courtyard, lifting the edges of robes and skirts, stirring petals that have fallen along the stone. The dancers move through the petals with a careful grace, their feet tracing the spiral without hurry, without pause, yet with the assurance of ancient knowledge. Every turn, every step, every gentle arc of hand or wrist seems a map of life itself, a careful weaving of experience and renewal, guiding the observer toward the center of their own being. You notice the small, quiet details, the shimmer of silk in moonlight, the slight tilt of a head as it follows a spiral arc, the soft ripple of hair catching the glow of lanterns. Even the shadows of the dancers, stretching and curling across the stone, participate in the dance, flowing back into the pattern like water, returning to a gentle stream. Each detail, each subtle motion is a soft exhale, inviting your own thoughts to unfold in quiet reflection. A distant drum begins to beat, faint and low, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. It rises and falls in careful rhythm with the dancers, each pulse a quiet reminder of the cycles that fold life and spirit into one continuous motion. You feel it resonate in your chest, spreading warmth through your body and calming every corner of thought. The drum is steady and patient, a companion to the spiral, a guide that moves you gently deeper into presence. The spiral narrows again, curving inward, drawing the dancers toward the center. You follow, floating lightly on the rhythm of motion and sound. The lantern light catches the curves of fabric and hair, tracing the movement in soft arcs of illumination. Each turn folds the courtyard into itself, carrying petals, water droplets, and faint shadows in gentle, harmonious motion. You feel yourself drawn along the spiral, carried by the quiet energy of the dance, each rotation easing you further into calm and stillness. At the center, the women gather, their hands reaching toward the sky and then slowly lowering to meet the earth. The spiral completes itself, inward and outward, a continuous path that folds back upon its beginning, echoing the eternal cycles of life, growth, and release. You notice the stillness of the center, a luminous calm that gathers all motion and energy into soft, gentle focus. It feels safe here, quiet, holding every turn, every breath, every ripple of thought. The air carries the soft fragrance of night flowers, mingling with the faint scent of earth and water. Lanterns glow warmly, shadows stretching along the stone and reed, folding into gentle shapes. Petals float slowly in the soft wind, drifting over the spiral paths and landing lightly along the dancers' feet. You feel the calm deepen, a luminous embrace that folds around your body and mind. Hands move slowly over petals, water, and air, tracing the spiral in quiet care. Each gesture is a whisper of wisdom, a soft reminder of the gentle power in cycles, in patience, in attentive presence. You feel yourself folding into these motions, your own thoughts tracing gentle arcs of memory and release, your mind aligning with the rhythm of slow, meditative motion. A soft hum rises through the courtyard, blending with the faint drum and the rustle of wind and petals. It is subtle, like the echo of stars moving in the night sky, and yet it moves through you, quieting every tension, softening every edge, bringing every corner of your mind into gentle alignment. The spiral is alive, not only in the dance of women, but in the quiet reflection of your own being. The dancers lower their hands to the ground, tracing small circles over the stone. Petals follow the motions, drifting slowly into the spiral path. Lanterns sway gently in the wind, reflections shimmering in the faint pools of water that mark the courtyard. The motion is slow, meditative, unhurried. You float within it, your own heartbeat matching the rhythm of the spiral, your breath folding softly into the quiet pulse of the garden, the dance, and the night. The spiral narrows to its final turn, inward to the luminous center. The women gather there, forming a circle of calm, their hands lightly touching the earth, their gaze gentle and serene. The lanterns hover, petals settle, and the air vibrates with quiet presence. You sense the completion of the spiral, the full arc of motion and intention, and the gentle folding of cycles into themselves. It carries with it a deep, soft understanding that life, spirit, and presence move in rhythms that are eternal, quiet, and luminous. Now rest in this spiral, where motion and stillness are one. Let the gentle curves of the dance carry your thoughts into calm. Let the soft wind, the lantern light, and the drifting petals enfold you like a luminous blanket. The spiral holds you safely, a reminder of cycles, of care, of quiet feminine wisdom that shapes the flow of life and spirit alike. Drift slowly as the spiral turns softly around you, carrying each breath, each heartbeat, each small flicker of thought into gentle stillness. The courtyard, the dancers, the lanterns, and the petals fold gently into the rhythm of your own calm. Let yourself rest here in the luminous center, and let the sacred spiral guide your spirit onward into gentle, unhurried sleep. Night drifts over the quiet land like a gentle shawl, soft and warm, carrying the faint scent of earth and smoke. You float along a path lined with low stones, each one smoothed by the footsteps of countless generations. The air is still, yet alive with whispers that seem to echo from the trees, from the soil, from the distant hills. Above, stars glimmer faintly, delicate and serene, each a silver eye watching over the world. The soft crackle of fire ahead draws you gently forward, a beacon of warmth and calm. In a clearing, a circle of stones surrounds a fire, its flames flickering and rising like golden petals reaching toward the sky. The light dances across faces and leaves, casting gentle shadows that stretch and bow. Around the fire, the ancestral mother moves with quiet grace. Her hands lift slowly, palms outward, tracing arcs that seem to draw invisible threads of memory from the earth itself. Each gesture is precise and tender, a soft weaving of life and spirit. You feel the calm radiate outward, settling like a warm cloak over your shoulders and chest. The fire hums in quiet rhythm, each crackle and pop a gentle pulse that aligns with the beating of your heart. Its glow reflects in her eyes, luminous with wisdom and care. She moves slowly around the circle, placing offerings of flowers, grains, and water along the stones. Each item is a bridge, a connection between the living and those who have come before. The warmth of the fire carries the scents and energies upward, merging with the cool night air, creating a delicate harmony of presence and memory. The ancestral mother kneels by a small bowl of water at the circle's center, her fingers brushing lightly across its surface. Tiny ripples catch the firelight, mirroring stars above. She lifts her hands, letting the water spill softly over the stones, each droplet a quiet blessing. You notice how the flames respond to the motion, flickering in gentle arcs, as if dancing in acknowledgement of the careful, loving gestures. Every ripple, every wave of light, carries with it the memory of countless generations, a rhythm that resonates softly within your chest. Around the fire, the night is calm, filled with subtle movement. Leaves sway gently in a light breeze, casting shadows that ripple across the ground. The smoke curls upward in soft silver spirals, carrying whispers and prayers into the night sky. You float among these whispers, your mind easing into the gentle hum of presence. Each breath becomes slower, deeper, guided by the rhythm of fire, water, and motion, allowing your thoughts to unfold and settle in quiet reflection. The ancestral mother lifts a small torch, its flame warm and steady, and walks slowly around the circle. Her steps are deliberate, yet flowing, each one connecting with the earth, each one tracing the invisible paths that tie past to present. She places the torch near an offering, and the flames bend slightly toward it, flickering like a tender acknowledgement. You feel a sense of safety here, a cocoon of warmth and calm that invites your spirit to rest. Soft chants rise, gentle and nearly inaudible, threading through the quiet of the night. They flow like water over stones, winding through the circle, around the fire and into your ears, your chest, your heart. Each note is delicate, carrying the weight of reverence without heaviness, the wisdom of ages without demand. You feel it resonate within you, calming your thoughts, aligning your breath with the slow, enduring pulse of life and ancestry. The ancestral mother kneels again, tracing symbols in the soil with her fingertips. Each mark is deliberate, yet fluid, forming gentle spirals and arcs that seem to map the journey of the soul through life and beyond. She dips her fingers into the water, letting small droplets fall on the patterns, blending earth and water, fire and motion into a luminous tapestry of care and remembrance. You sense the quiet power of these gestures, their ability to hold space for both the living and the departed, and you rest more deeply within their rhythm. The fire rises higher, casting warm light across the circle. Petals and grains shimmer softly, reflecting the glow like tiny stars fallen to earth. Shadows stretch and fold gently over stone and earth, as if bowing to the calm presence of the ancestral mother. Her hands move with unhurried grace, lifting, lowering, touching, and releasing, guiding the flow of energy in the circle without effort, without haste. You feel your own thoughts slow, your mind bending gently to the rhythm of the firelight and motion. A soft wind drifts through the clearing, carrying the scent of smoke, flowers, and earth. Leaves and petals lift and float, circling above the fire in arcs that mirror the movements of the ancestral mother. Each drift and swirl is deliberate, yet effortless, a slow meditation in air and light. You feel your chest expand gently with each breath, your shoulders softening, your mind folding into the calm of the night. The world around you is quiet and safe, cradled in warmth, motion, and memory. The mother gathers more offerings, her movements slow and reverent. She places each one carefully along the stones, letting the firelight kiss each petal, grain, and drop of water. Lanterns hung from nearby branches sway gently in the wind, casting pools of golden glow that mingle with the fire. You feel the serenity of this act, the quiet intention behind each placement, the gentle acknowledgement of the lives that came before. It is a meditation in care, a ritual of love, a slow, luminous song of presence and connection. Her hands move upward now, palms open to the sky, fingers tracing arcs that echo the movement of stars above. The fire flickers in response, shadows stretching and curling, reflecting the motion of her body. Each gesture seems to draw the energy of the night down into the circle, folding earth, fire, and sky together in quiet, gentle harmony. You float in this calm, your thoughts and body aligned with the slow, measured rhythm, each exhale releasing tension, each inhale bringing quiet presence. A single bell rings softly from the edge of the clearing, its tone gentle and pure. It resonates through the night, carrying the sound along the path, through the trees and across the stones. The ancestral mother inclines her head toward it, acknowledging the sound with a quiet grace. You feel the resonance within you, a calm vibration that ripples through your body, syncing with your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts. The bell carries both past and present, a bridge of sound between worlds, gentle and luminous. The mother kneels again by the fire, her hands tracing slow circles over the offerings and stones. Petals lift in the gentle breeze, drifting across the circle and landing lightly on stones and water. Shadows move softly, wrapping the clearing in a luminous embrace. Every gesture is a slow exhale of care, a deliberate meditation in presence and remembrance. You feel the calm deepen, your mind and body folding into the rhythm of fire, wind, and motion. The fire flickers lower now, its glow warm but soft, spreading a golden light across the circle. The ancestral mother steps back slightly, letting the gentle glow wash over the offerings, stones, and petals. She lifts her hands once more, letting the motion carry her blessings through the air, over the earth, and into the night. The circle breathes with quiet energy, each movement, each flicker, each gentle exhale of air carrying reverence and calm. Now, as you rest beside the firelight of the ancestral mother, let yourself drift. Feel the warmth of the flames, the soft hum of the night, the gentle movements of hands and petals, the slow rhythm of the earth beneath you. Let your thoughts settle, your chest soften, your mind fold gently into the calm of presence. The fire holds you, the circle enfolds you, and the gentle motion of ritual carries you toward peaceful rest. Rest here, in the glow of firelight and the soft gestures of care. Let the wisdom of generations, the gentle guidance of the ancestral mother, and the quiet rhythm of night enfold you completely. The fire, the smoke, the petals, and the soft arc of motion fold around your spirit like a luminous blanket. Let yourself drift onward, carried by the warmth, the calm, and the serene embrace of this sacred circle into deep, untroubled sleep. The night rests softly over the hills, gentle as a whisper, carrying the quiet hum of the earth beneath a sky thick with stars. You float along a narrow path, its stones worn smooth by countless footsteps, each one a memory, a soft echo of journeys long ago. The air is cool and still, carrying a faint scent of moss, damp earth, and distant flowers that bloom under moonlight. Somewhere far away, the gentle rustle of leaves in a soft breeze murmurs like a lullaby. Ahead, the path glimmers with a subtle, warm light. Lanterns, small and luminous, hang from posts and trees, each flickering softly in rhythm with the gentle night wind. Their glow is tender and patient, guiding the way without haste. You notice the spaces between the lights, where shadows stretch and fold, inviting your eyes to soften, to wander slowly, to rest. The path feels quiet, sacred, as if it has always existed for this very journey of the soul. Along the lantern-lit path, figures move with calm deliberation. Women in flowing robes carry additional lanterns, their hands steady, their steps measured. Each step is slow, as if honoring the presence of the spirit moving alongside them. Their faces are serene, calm, luminous in the gentle light. You feel no urgency here, only quiet attention, a patient guidance that invites every wandering thought to settle. The first lantern you pass seems to hum softly, a delicate vibration that resonates with the rhythm of your heartbeat. You sense that each lantern is more than light. It is a bridge, a gentle passage between what is seen and what is unseen, between the world of breath and the world of spirit. The women guide each lantern carefully, adjusting its glow, lifting it slightly, letting it rest, as though they understand the weight of every soul that travels this path. Soft wind carries the faint scent of burning herbs, subtle and soothing. It drifts along the path, brushing against your skin, rustling the edges of robes and the leaves of nearby trees. Tiny motes of dust shimmer in the lantern light, floating like stars caught in slow motion. Each movement is slow, gentle, deliberate, weaving a rhythm that your mind can follow without effort. Your thoughts begin to fold into this rhythm, unhurried, calm, peaceful. The women pause at small stone markers along the path. Each marker is etched with a symbol, a soft curve, or a delicate spiral. The markings catch the lantern light, glowing faintly like echoes of stars on earth. You sense that each symbol holds memory, intention, and care, soft reminders of guidance and reverence. One woman kneels to brush her hand lightly over a symbol, tracing it slowly, her fingertips leaving a gentle shimmer in the air. You feel the warmth of her gesture ripple outward, brushing against your own spirit, inviting stillness and reflection. Along the way, a soft water stream runs beside the path. Its surface reflects the lanterns above like silver threads, rippling gently with every breeze. The women occasionally pause to touch the water, letting droplets fall from their fingers back into the stream. Each ripple carries a soft echo, a quiet message to the journeying spirit. You watch as the reflections fold and shift, tracing gentle arcs that mirror the slow rhythm of the path itself. The path bends gently now, and the lanterns seem to grow more numerous. The glow deepens, creating pools of light separated by soft shadows. You notice how the women move in patterns that are almost imperceptible. Some raise lanterns high, others lower them toward the earth. Some tilt them toward the flowing water. Each movement is deliberate and tender, a soft choreography of guidance that carries the soul forward without words, without pressure, only presence. A faint bell rings from somewhere along the path, soft and clear, mingling with the rustle of leaves and the gentle hum of the night. Its sound rises slowly, echoing across the stones, across the trees, across the water. You feel the vibration settle in your chest, spreading warmth and calm through your body. The bell seems to call the spirit to attention, not with urgency but with gentle care, reminding every breath to slow, every thought to soften. Further along, the women pause before a small archway of intertwined branches, decorated with lanterns and flowers. The archway glows softly, a luminous portal between one part of the path and the next. They kneel before it, brushing petals gently into the air, letting them float like soft sparks, carried by the breeze. You notice the motion is slow, flowing, almost like breathing made visible. Each petal, each flicker of light seems to carry a blessing for the traveler, a soft assurance that the path is safe, the passage calm. The lanterns continue to guide you, their warm glow folding into the soft shadows, weaving a luminous trail that stretches onward and onward. The women move beside them, adjusting the light, their gestures delicate and careful. Occasionally they place a lantern upon the stones or suspend it from a branch, letting the flame dance in stillness. You feel the rhythm of these actions echo in your chest, aligning your breath with the pulse of movement, your mind with the serene flow of presence. Along the edge of the path, the night deepens and the stars shine more brightly. The lanterns reflect in small pools of water along the stones, creating twin skies, one above, one below. You sense that the path, the lanterns, the guiding hands of the women, and the gentle motions of water and wind are all connected in one soft, luminous current. The spirit moves here with ease, carried forward by light, air, and gentle touch. Occasionally, a lantern is lowered to the earth, its flame resting close to a small offering of grains or petals. The women lift their hands in a slow, silent blessing, their eyes calm and radiant. You feel the softness of these moments seep into you, a gentle reminder that the journey itself is sacred. Every step honored, every breath a prayer, every pause a gentle reflection. The path now winds through a grove of trees, lanterns hung from low branches, casting pools of golden light across moss and stone. The women move with quiet purpose, lifting and lowering lanterns, letting their glow illuminate soft curves of the path. Shadows bend gently around the trunks, stretching and curling in harmony with the rhythm of the steps. You float along the path, your thoughts quiet, your breath slow, each step folding into calm. At intervals, the women pause to guide the spirit toward a small bridge spanning a stream. Lanterns hang along its rails, swaying gently in the wind. The water below mirrors the glow, rippling with the reflection of light and motion. They pause, raising hands to bless the crossing, letting the gentle energy of their presence settle into the air and the water. You feel a deep sense of calm, the soft assurance that each step forward is guided and safe. The night is hushed, filled only with the gentle hum of wind through leaves, the soft murmur of flowing water, and the slow rhythm of lanterns swaying in tandem with gentle hands. Each movement, each breath, each flicker of light guides the spirit onward, carrying every thought into quiet, reflective calm. The women's presence is constant, tender, and luminous, wrapping the path in a blanket of care and serenity. Finally, the path begins to open into a wide, soft glade. Lanterns hover gently, creating pools of light that seem to float on the earth itself. The women move slowly to the edges, their hands raised, palms outward, gestures soft and patient. The glow of lanterns, mingling with the starlight, spreads warmth and peace through the space. You feel the calm deepen, a luminous embrace folding around your spirit, inviting rest. Now, as you float along the lantern path, let each light guide your breath. Each flicker slow your thoughts. Each gentle movement of the women settle your mind. The path is calm, sacred, luminous. The fire of each lantern, the soft hum of the night, and the quiet. Guiding hands create a rhythm that carries your spirit onward, into gentle presence and serene rest. Rest now, as the lanterns sway softly, as the women move with patient grace, as the night hums in quiet harmony. Let the path, the glow, and the soft motion carry your thoughts into stillness. Let yourself drift onward, wrapped in luminous calm, safe and gentle, toward the soft, quiet realms of sleep. The night stretches wide and quiet, soft as velvet across the hills and valleys. You drift slowly over the gentle rise of the land, where grasses sway in barely there whispers, stirred by a tender wind. Far above, the stars gleam in deep, patient constellations, tracing faint stories across the dark sky. The world feels hushed, almost breathing with you, as if holding itself still to honor the calm passage of the spirit. Ahead, a circle of stones rises from the earth, ancient and steady, their surfaces smoothed by countless years of wind and rain. Each stone is tall and silent, standing like a guardian, its shadow stretching in the lantern glow of the moon. You feel the weight of their presence, not heavy but grounding, as though the stones themselves remember every chant, every ritual, every soft footstep that has ever moved within the circle. Softly a breeze carries faint echoes of song, distant and tender. Women move among the stones, their robes brushing the grass in quiet rhythm. Their chants rise and fall like waves, calm and resonant, touching each stone, each blade of grass, each drifting cloud above. The sound is neither loud nor urgent. It is a gentle hum, a thread connecting earth and sky, body and spirit. You float closer, drawn by the serene power of the circle. Each stone bears delicate markings, faint spirals and curves, symbols left by hands that once guided the sacred space. The women trace these markings with careful fingers, their touch light, reverent. With each gesture, a soft pulse of energy seems to ripple outward, stirring the air and the quiet water of nearby pools. You feel these pulses like slow, comforting breaths, inviting stillness and calm. In the center of the circle, a shallow basin holds water, reflecting the moon and stars above. The women move around it in slow, circular steps, their feet barely whispering against the grass. Each step seems to draw the soft rhythm of life into the circle, weaving the energy of earth, water, and sky into harmonious alignment. You feel yourself carried by the gentle spiral, your breath sinking to the motion of the dance, your mind easing into serene quiet. A soft drum begins somewhere beyond the stones, low and distant, yet steady. Its rhythm is slow, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The women listen, letting their movements follow its pulse, raising their hands in subtle arcs, lowering them to brush the surface of the water, letting fingers ripple through the reflection. The light shifts with each motion, the shadows dancing gently, creating shapes that seem to breathe alongside you. The song rises again, delicate and airy. Each note carries warmth, resonating with the stones, echoing softly into the night. The women's chants tell no words you need to understand. They are messages of presence, of care, of calm. You sense the power of their guardianship, the way they hold the sacred space without force, without demand, only attention and grace. Your spirit feels light, as if drifting on a gentle current shaped by sound, stone, and wind. Tiny fires glow at the base of a few stones, their flames small and patient. The women lift offerings, a single flower, a sprinkle of grain, a drop of water, and place them gently in the fire. Each offering becomes a soft spark, a fleeting glow that rises and dissolves into the night. You feel the quiet intention of these gestures, a calm bridge between what is earthly and what is luminous, guiding the spirit with tenderness. The stones hum faintly now, the vibrations imperceptible but comforting. You realize that each stone holds memory, every curve and marking a note in the song of the circle. The women move with care, not disrupting but listening, aligning themselves with the whispers that rise from the earth. The circle feels alive yet still, powerful yet gentle. A sanctuary held in quiet presence. Above, clouds drift slowly, passing over the moon. The light softens, spilling silver across the stones and grass. You notice the shadows shifting with the gentle arc of the night, curling softly at the base of each stone, stretching and folding in harmony with the movements of the women. Their hands sweep through the air, fingers tracing invisible paths that guide the energy, drawing it toward a calm, luminous center. A small bell rings, high and delicate, carried on the wind. Its sound drifts through the circle, mingling with the hum of chants, the gentle ripple of water, and the faint crackle of the small fires. You feel the vibration settle into your chest, slow and steady, each pulse a soft reminder that all is held, all is safe, all is calm. The circle itself seems to breathe in response, stones, women, and spirit moving together in silent, harmonious rhythm. The women pause, kneeling at intervals, their hands folded, their eyes calm and luminous. They offer silent blessings to the stones, the earth, and the space between each star above. You feel the weight of their presence, not heavy, but grounding, a soft assurance that the sacred circle is a gentle harbor for the spirit. The energy of the space folds around you like a warm, quiet blanket, each heartbeat a lullaby, each movement a soft promise of safety. At the edge of the circle, small herbs and petals are laid in careful patterns. The women scatter them lightly, letting the wind carry some away, leaving soft trails on the ground. Each placement, each motion is deliberate, slow, patient, weaving a delicate rhythm that draws the eye and spirit inward toward stillness and reflection. The night seems to pause with them, attentive to every flicker of light, every ripple of air, every gentle echo that rises from the stones. The chants settle into a low, tender hum, almost a whisper now. The fires flicker softly, reflecting off the water's surface in 1,000 tiny points of light. Shadows stretch and soften, folding into each other like calm waves. You feel yourself drifting deeper into the quiet resonance of the space, your body and mind aligning with the slow, patient pulse of the circle. Each breath becomes a gentle wave rising and falling, carrying you onward without effort. A woman moves to the center, her hand hovering over the water. She traces a spiral slowly, letting the tip of her fingers barely touch the surface. Tiny ripples spread outward, reflecting the lantern glow, the moonlight, and the stars above. You sense the symbolism, the spiral of energy, the flow of guidance, the tender care with which the sacred space is maintained. Your thoughts soften, letting go, carried by the calm motion of water and hand, stone and sky. The circle now seems to hum in gentle harmony, a living song of protection and presence. The women move among the stones, offering silent blessings with subtle gestures, each movement slow and deliberate. You notice how the path between the stones becomes a dance of light and shadow, a quiet melody that guides the spirit forward without urgency, without concern. The energy of the circle surrounds you like a gentle tide, each heartbeat aligned with the soft rhythm of the night. As the moon drifts higher, the light deepens and softens, bathing the stones and grass in silver warmth. The women kneel in final gestures of reverence, their hands lifted, palms outward, as if releasing the energy of the circle back into the earth and sky. The lanterns glow faintly, the fires flicker, the water ripples, and the chants fade into a tender hush. You feel the spirit of the circle settle around you, a soft, protective presence, guiding you toward calm rest. Now, as the night carries on, let your breath drift with the gentle hum of stone and song. Let the warmth of fire and lantern light cradle your mind. Let the slow, patient motions of the women guide your spirit into quiet reflection, into serene alignment. Each step, each whisper, each ripple is a soft promise. The sacred space is held. The spirit is safe and calm carries onward. Rest now, as the stones stand silent, as the lanterns flicker, as the water murmurs softly, and as the women's presence fades gently into the night. Let yourself fold into the echoing harmony, carried softly along the circle's rhythm, toward the quiet realms of sleep, toward gentle dreams, toward the soft, luminous calm of peace. The night spreads its quiet over the hills, soft and deep, like a gentle blanket drawn across the world. You float lightly among the shadows, past softly swaying trees, over fields where dew glistens like scattered stars. The air is cool, carrying the subtle scent of herbs and earth, a tender fragrance that invites stillness. Somewhere far off, the hush of a stream murmurs quietly, blending with the sighing of the wind. You feel yourself slowing, every breath aligning with the gentle pulse of the night. Ahead, beneath a canopy of twilight, you notice a low temple, its wooden doors etched with patterns worn smooth by time. The scent of parchment and incense drifts outward, inviting your spirit to move closer. Inside, the temple is calm and serene, lit by the soft glow of lanterns that sway gently, casting golden pools of light across the polished floors. In the center, scrolls lie carefully, each one rolled and tied with delicate ribbons, their inked symbols faintly shimmering in the candlelight. A figure moves among the scrolls, her steps quiet, her hands light and precise. She is a woman of calm presence, a guardian of knowledge, her gestures slow, deliberate, and reverent. With each motion, the scrolls respond, seeming to hum faintly with the energy of the words they carry. You feel the quiet power of the space, the gentle weight of wisdom preserved through centuries, ready to unfold like petals to any spirit who seeks them. She lifts one scroll carefully, letting the ribbon fall away, and unrolls it on a low table. The letters and symbols, though ancient, seem alive, curling like soft tendrils of light, whispering quietly as though to speak directly to your soul. You drift closer, letting your eyes follow the curves and arcs, feeling the stories embedded within. Each symbol is gentle, carrying guidance and comfort, a soft murmur of insight passed from hand to hand, heart to heart, across time. Soft winds stir through the open windows, lifting the edges of the scrolls ever so slightly. The scent of the ink mingles with the faint aroma of burning sage, filling the air with calm warmth. The woman traces a finger along a line of text, her touch slow, almost like a caress. Each word seems to breathe, exhaling a sense of patience and peace. You feel the energy of this place settling around you, enveloping your spirit in quiet reflection, inviting the mind to release the day's weight. The scroll tells a story of a river, ancient and silver, flowing under the watch of the moon. The narrative is soft, almost like a lullaby, describing how the water carries both dreams and memories, guiding each soul gently toward its destined path. You imagine the river glimmering under moonlight, its surface reflecting the stars like scattered lanterns. Small ripples trace the movement of unseen fish, and the whispers of the water are mirrored in the cadence of the scroll's text, each phrase unfolding with serene clarity. Another scroll, placed beside the first, carries symbols of flight. Birds rise and fall in elegant curves, their wings brushing across the paper as if the wind itself had left its imprint. The woman touches the drawings gently, letting her fingers hover above each feathered figure. The images seem to shift slightly, as if alive, reminding you that life, like flight, is meant to carry the spirit gracefully over obstacles, guided by quiet wisdom and steady care. You feel the reassurance of these teachings, a gentle compass for the heart, whispering patience and trust. A low, distant bell chimes softly, carried on the cool night air. Its sound resonates through the temple, threading between the scrolls, the lanterns, and the steady, careful movements of the guardian. The vibration is tender, echoing through your chest, reminding you that presence is calm and understanding comes in quiet moments. The scrolls, with their ink and parchment, are more than words. They are companions, guiding lights for the spirit, offering gentle pathways through life into reflection and beyond. The woman moves to a low shelf at the side of the room, her hands lifting a thicker scroll, its ribbons worn and softened by countless readings. She kneels and unrolls it slowly, revealing a tale of the night sky, where stars trace the journeys of souls and the guidance of divine women illuminates hidden paths. Each constellation is painted with soft strokes, each symbol harmonizing with the natural rhythm of the world. You feel the story enfold you, like a warm breeze brushing your skin, carrying a sense of quiet belonging. Her voice rises soft as a whisper. Though the words are not meant for you to hear, they float instead into the quiet space of your mind, settling there gently. She traces the arcs of the constellations with her hand, and the lanterns seem to flicker in sync, shadows stretching and folding like slow waves. Each gesture, each curve, is a meditation in motion, a slow dance of presence and attention. You feel your body relaxing, your mind unburdening, as if each letter, each symbol, carries away a bit of tension, leaving calm in its place. The scrolls tell of cycles, of growth, of rest, of renewal. Petals fall from imagined trees onto inked pages, softening the lines of text, reminding you that even wisdom is tender, gentle, and alive. The guardian moves among the scrolls with reverence, her hands hovering above each, ensuring that the stories remain safe yet free, their energy flowing outward like a slow, comforting stream. You drift along this stream, carried by the rhythm of breath, light and gentle movement, each pulse an invitation to quiet reflection. A single candle flickers in a draught, and the shadows dance along the walls, creating shapes that ripple and sway like soft, ethereal figures. The scrolls seem to respond, the inked lines deepening in color, glowing faintly with the energy of understanding. The woman's fingers trace a line of text, and the story whispers again of rivers and skies, of journeys both within and beyond the self. You feel yourself leaning into the calm, letting the soft illumination of the lanterns and candlelight soothe every corner of your mind. The night deepens further, and the temple becomes a sanctuary of stillness. The woman places the scrolls gently back in their resting places, ribbons tied loosely, leaving them ready for any soul who seeks them. She steps back, hands folded, eyes luminous, a quiet guardian of timeless wisdom. You sense the trust and care in her movements, the way every gesture preserves balance and serenity. The scrolls, like her, carry guidance not through command, but through presence, through soft, patient attention. You notice the subtle hum of the temple, a resonance that rises from the floorboards, through the parchment, into your spirit. Each scroll vibrates with calm energy, each line of ink a gentle hand on your shoulder, each symbol a quiet breath in the night. You let yourself fold into this rhythm, feeling weightless and safe, as though the wisdom of countless generations is cradling you in its gentle embrace. A breeze drifts through the open doors, carrying the scent of night-blooming flowers. The air is cool, soft against your skin, and you feel the whisper of stories moving with it. The woman walks to the threshold, pausing as moonlight spills across the floor, illuminating every curve of the scrolls, every fold of ribbon, every stroke of ink. The world outside seems distant, softened by shadow and starlight, while inside every breath is calm, every heartbeat aligned with the gentle unfolding of knowledge. The scrolls offer no rush, no urgency, only steady presence. They teach that life is a slow river, that insight is gentle, that guidance comes softly when the mind is quiet and open. You feel the wisdom settling in your chest, radiating outward, a warmth that carries calm through your limbs, your thoughts, your spirit. Each pulse is soft, each whisper steady, each shadow flicker a lullaby. The guardian lowers herself to a final scroll, unrolling it to reveal a tale of connection, of hands reaching across time, of voices speaking through ink and parchment, of the delicate bridge between the mortal and the luminous. You sense the energy of her care, the slow, deliberate attention that honors every word, every mark. You drift along with her movements, your own spirit aligning with the rhythm, your mind yielding to the serene cadence of presence and reflection. Lanterns sway in the quiet, the soft sound of wind weaving through the temple, through the scrolls, through the gentle movements of the guardian. Every breath you take is mirrored by the rhythm of the night, a steady, patient pulse that reminds you that all is held, all is safe, all is calm. You float among the scrolls, carried by the tender guidance they offer, their stories folding into your own consciousness like soft petals closing around the heart. Now, as the night stretches onward, let your thoughts settle among the whispers of ink and parchment. Let your body relax, your mind soften, your spirit drift in the gentle light of lanterns and the quiet touch of ancient wisdom. Each scroll, each gesture, each silent breath carries you toward serene rest, toward the calm waters of dreaming, toward the luminous, unhurried flow of insight and peace. Rest now. The scrolls remain, patient and ready. The guardian's presence a soft embrace, the temple a quiet haven. Let yourself drift onward, carried by whispered words, gentle rhythms, and the timeless calm of knowledge shared with tender hands. The night holds you gently, as soft and enduring as the parchment beneath your fingers, as quiet and luminous as the stars that watch from above. The night drapes itself softly over the world, a quiet cloak of deep indigo and silver. You float gently along a narrow path where soft moss cushions each step, and the air carries the faint scent of jasmine and cedar. Above, the stars shimmer, falling gently as if they were petals from some unseen celestial garden. The wind moves quietly through the trees, brushing your skin with tender coolness, carrying whispers of forgotten chants and distant drums. The world around you feels suspended, waiting for your spirit to arrive. Ahead, a temple emerges, built of pale stone that gleams faintly under the moonlight. Its archways are delicate, carved with patterns of stars and spirals, each curve and line tracing a path older than memory. You notice the faint glow of lanterns swaying in the courtyard, their warm light reflecting across still pools of water, and you feel the gentle pulse of calm that resides in this place. Every stone, every ripple, seems to breathe with patient, enduring presence. As you step into the temple courtyard, the soft murmurs of ritual songs float through the air. The voices are low, harmonious, and steady, like the hum of distant bells. Women move gracefully among the pools, their hands raised in slow, flowing gestures, guiding invisible threads of light through the night. Their robes shimmer faintly, echoing the stars overhead, and their movements are deliberate yet tender, a slow dance of presence and intention. You feel the rhythm of the ceremony entering your own heartbeat, syncing your breath with the gentle cadence of the sacred ritual. Lanterns flicker as the women pass, casting moving shadows that ripple across the temple walls. Each shadow seems alive, carrying soft messages of protection, love, and release. The women lift small vessels of water, dipping them into the pools and letting the liquid trickle like silver down the edges of stone basins. You imagine the water carrying prayers, delicate as spider silk, weaving through the night sky, touching stars, touching hearts. Every gesture is a quiet prayer, each movement a bridge between the world of the living and the gentle unseen. You drift closer to a circle of women kneeling beneath a canopy of softly falling stars. Their heads bow in unison, their hands tracing the edges of sacred objects, each curve and line reflecting reverence. Tiny sparks of light, like fireflies, rise from the ritual incense, curling upward, merging with the falling stars above. Each breath you take is mirrored by the slow, rhythmic inhaling and exhaling of the circle, a shared pulse of serenity. You feel the weight of the night melt away, replaced by an expanding sense of calm and belonging. A woman rises slowly, carrying a small, intricately carved box. She opens it with reverence, and inside are delicate offerings. Small petals, shimmering grains of salt, feathers soft as clouds. She lifts each piece gently, letting it fall into a pool beneath the stars. The offerings float for a moment, illuminated by moonlight, before drifting into the water's quiet flow. Each one carries a prayer of release, a soft message sent into the universe, and you sense the delicate power of letting go, the tender freedom in surrendering what must pass. Your body relaxes further as you watch, your mind resting in the quiet beauty of the gesture. Around you, the temple seems to breathe, the walls and floor alive with the echoes of ancient rites. A soft bell tolls in the distance, low and steady, threading through the murmurs of song and the gentle rustle of robes. The sound wraps around you, sinking into the core of your being, as if the very stones themselves are speaking in tones of peace and eternity. You drift along the sound, letting it carry away any lingering thoughts, until your mind is a quiet mirror, reflecting the shimmering light above. The women begin to move in a spiral, each step measured, deliberate, tracing an unseen pattern across the courtyard. Their arms extend, drawing circles in the air, each gesture a map for the soul's journey. You feel the movement of the spiral in your chest, a soft turning that aligns breath and heartbeat. With each revolution, a new star falls, and you imagine the celestial light tracing gentle arcs across the night, carrying messages of hope and calm. You watch the stars drift toward the horizon, luminous and patient, like the guidance of unseen hands leading you gently onward. At the center of the spiral, a large basin of water reflects the sky above, so clear it seems to hold the universe itself. The women dip their hands, letting the water drip in time with the rhythm of the ceremony. Each drop creates ripples, delicate and concentric, touching every edge of the pool and echoing softly in the surrounding stones. You feel the ripples spread through your spirit, each one a gentle wave of serenity, smoothing the rough edges of thought, settling restless energy. Drawing your attention inward with tender care, the ceremony continues, soft and unwavering, as lanterns sway and stars descend. A woman lifts a small bowl of oil, her hand steady, and sets it on the edge of the basin. She strikes a tiny flame and it dances briefly, a miniature sun in the cool night. The flame flickers, casting shifting patterns on the faces and garments of the circle. You feel a warmth in your chest, a quiet illumination, as if the light itself were whispering words of comfort and protection. Each flicker is a gentle reminder that even in darkness, there is guidance, patience, and the slow unfolding of understanding. Above, the sky continues to rain stars. You watch them descend in slow, silent arcs, tracing paths across the heavens, merging with the ripples of water below. The women follow the falling lights with graceful movements, their hands tracing the invisible trails, ensuring that each spark finds its place in the ritual. It is a delicate choreography, a dance of devotion, where every gesture is purposeful and every breath intentional. You let the rhythm settle in your mind, the cadence of ritual becoming the soft heartbeat of your own presence. The air is still now, save for the gentle sighing of the wind through the temple columns. The women kneel again, forming a quiet circle, heads bowed, hands resting lightly upon the stone floor. The lanterns sway with the draft, their glow softening to a gentle hum of light. The falling stars continue their descent, yet each one seems to pause above the water, merging reflection with reality, sky with earth, thought with spirit. You feel your breath slowing, each exhale a quiet surrender, each inhale a quiet invitation to peace. A single figure steps forward, carrying a small scroll wrapped in ribbons of silver and gold. She kneels, unrolling it carefully across the center of the basin. The inked symbols are faintly illuminated by the lanterns, curling and spiraling like small streams of light. You feel the gentle pull of the words, not demanding attention, but inviting your awareness to rest, to follow, to drift. Each curve of ink carries messages of love, protection, and release, whispers that travel across time and space, touching hearts in quiet, enduring ways. The women rise, their movements slow, flowing, a final gesture of blessing over the basin and the falling stars. They lift their hands toward the heavens, tracing arcs that mirror the paths of light above. The stars respond in kind, shimmering brighter for a moment, as if acknowledging the prayers and intentions sent through water and flame. You feel a gentle weightlessness, as though you, too, are part of this celestial dance, cradled by light, sound, and motion, held in the tender continuity of care and devotion. The ceremony draws to a quiet close. Lanterns sway gently, the flames soft and steady, echoing the slow heartbeat of the temple. The women kneel one last time, bowing their heads to the earth, and release the final offerings into the basin. Each drop, each ripple, each falling star carries a soft benediction for every spirit present, every heart listening, every mind seeking rest. You feel a calm certainty in the rhythm of endings and beginnings, the seamless flow of care, of love, of the quiet power of ritual. You step back slowly, letting the energy of the night settle around you. The soft echoes of the ceremony linger, the warmth of lanterns, the shimmer of falling stars, and the faint hum of stone and water. Every movement, every gesture, every sound has left a gentle imprint upon your mind, a soft pattern of serenity to carry you into rest. You feel your spirit lighter, your thoughts stilling, your body aligned with the slow, deliberate rhythm of the sacred space. Now, as the stars continue their quiet descent, let yourself drift with them, carried by gentle light and steady motion. Let your breath follow the pulse of the ceremony, slow and soft, a thread linking earth, water, flame, and sky. The temple, the falling stars, the women, the scrolls, they all fold together in a delicate embrace of presence and care. Your spirit floats in the harmony of ritual, your mind calms, and your body yields to the peaceful cadence of night. The wind sighs once more through the columns, and the water in the basin glows faintly, reflecting the lingering light of stars above. You feel the gentle weight of completion, the comfort of guidance, the quiet power of the ceremonies carried through time by hands and hearts devoted to care. Each ripple, each flicker, each soft arc of falling light carries away worry, fear, and unrest, leaving only the steady glow of peace. Let us drift onward now, carried by the temple of falling stars. Let every gentle motion, every whisper, every lighted path guide the spirit toward quiet rest. The stars continue their descent. Lanterns sway softly, and the temple stands as a haven for calm reflection. Your mind is still, your heart is tender, your spirit is cradled in soft, luminous patterns of care. Now rest, as the stars return to their gentle arcs, as the waters reflect their shimmering paths, and as the temple of falling stars holds you in the quiet embrace of night. Let your soul float unburdened and serene in the tender glow of ritual, love, and timeless wisdom. The night watches over you, slow and patient, carrying you safely into dreams. The night is soft and tender, like velvet spread across the hills. You walk slowly along a path lined with wildflowers and low, waving grasses, each step cushioned by the cool, damp earth beneath. A quiet wind moves through the trees, carrying faint scents of myrrh and moss, and the gentle rustle of leaves forms a soothing rhythm, like whispered guidance. The stars above peek through gaps in the clouds, twinkling softly, tracing silent pathways across the sky. Each breath you take is a slow tide, drawing in calm, exhaling ease, until the mind feels lighter than the body. Ahead, a circle of women emerges in the moonlight, kneeling on soft mats of moss and earth. They move with deliberate grace, their hands tracing delicate patterns on the soil, as if writing invisible prayers into the veins of the ground. Their robes shimmer faintly, reflecting the silver light of the moon, and each gesture carries an unspoken message of care, presence, and devotion. The earth beneath their hands seems to respond, softening, glowing with subtle warmth, as though the sacred soil recognizes the touch of those who honor it. You follow softly, drifting closer to the circle, Tiny streams of water wind their way through the garden, reflecting the light of distant stars. They murmur as they pass over stones and roots, whispering gentle encouragement. The women dip their fingers into the streams, lifting droplets of water and letting them fall upon the earth with care. Each drop traces a small silver line across the soil, tracing veins of gold in imagination, pathways where spirit and matter meet. The rhythm of water and earth, of movement and breath, settles over you like a protective cloak. Around the circle, the women begin to chant in low, harmonious tones. Their voices rise and fall in quiet waves, echoing softly through the night. The words are soft, unhurried, carrying meaning not in loud proclamation but in delicate resonance. Each syllable seems to melt into the soil, sinking deep, threading through roots and stones, filling the hidden spaces with quiet power. You feel the vibration settle in your chest, in your back, and finally in your mind, smoothing the edges of thought, lulling every worry into calm repose. One of the women rises slowly, holding a small bowl of clay etched with symbols of spirals and crescents. She kneels at the center of the circle, and with gentle hands, she presses her fingers into the soft clay, molding it, drawing lines that echo the curves of the land. Each movement is slow and intentional, as if every mark carries a message for both earth and spirit. The clay seems to hum beneath her touch, warm and alive, and you imagine it carrying the prayers of centuries, the whispers of women who tended soil and soul alike. You feel the echo of their hands, soft and guiding, tracing calm through your own being. Lanterns sway lightly in the night, suspended from the branches of ancient trees. Their flickering light casts gentle shadows across the circle, illuminating the veins of soil and water beneath. Each lantern seems to pulse in rhythm with the earth, a heartbeat of light that mirrors the quiet pulse of your own. The women move in slow arcs around the circle, hands extended toward the ground, tracing patterns that mirror constellations above. The stars descend as if drawn by their motions, each small light a companion to the gold veins beneath their fingers. You watch, breath slowing, heart softening, as the dance of earth and sky unfolds in tender harmony. A woman steps forward, carrying a small bundle of seeds wrapped in leaves. She kneels at the edge of the circle and opens the bundle, letting the tiny grains spill softly into the soil. Each seed lands with care, as though guided by invisible hands. She touches the earth above each one, whispering words that the night itself seems to absorb. You feel the sense of time stretch around you, long and gentle, the slow unfolding of growth mirrored in the rhythmic rise and fall of breath. Life and spirit blend together in the simple act of planting, the sacred act of offering touch to the soil beneath your feet. Around the circle, water trickles quietly, each tiny stream joining others to form soft rivulets that carry reflections of lantern light. The women gather at the edges of the streams, dipping fingers and hands, letting droplets fall onto seeds, onto clay, onto earth. Each touch becomes a blessing, a quiet affirmation that life is tender and deserving of care. You imagine these waters carrying the echoes of the chants, the soft prayers, through hidden veins in the earth, reaching distant lands, connecting all things in a gentle web of presence. Your body drifts with the motion, chest rising and falling in sync with the rhythm of water, soil, and breath. The circle shifts, forming a spiral around a central stone, polished smooth by the hands of countless generations. The women move in slow, flowing patterns, each step tracing curves that seem endless. Their gestures guide the eye to the earth, to the veins of gold running beneath, then upward toward the stars. You feel the spiral in your own chest, a gentle turning that aligns breath and heartbeat with the dance of ritual. Each step, each hand movement, each line drawn in soil or clay is a quiet meditation, a map of the soul's journey mirrored in the gentle contours of the earth. Tiny blossoms bloom along the edges of the streams, as if drawn by the movement of the women. Their petals glow softly in the lantern light, and the air fills with a quiet, sweet fragrance. The women pause, letting their hands hover above the flowers, whispering a final blessing into the night. You sense the connection between all things: the hands, the soil, the water, the blossoms, the stars above. Each pulse of energy threads through your own being, leaving a calm warmth behind, a gentle reassurance that all is in balance. All is tended, all is held in care. From a distance, the soft sound of drums begins, low and measured, guiding the breath and the steps of the circle. Each beat carries the weight of eternity without urgency, a slow unfolding of time that invites presence, attention, and serenity. The women move to the rhythm, hands touching soil, water, and stone in tender synchronization. You feel the vibrations travel through the ground, through your feet, legs, and spine, into the quiet corners of the mind. The drumbeat becomes a lullaby, a slow wave that rocks the spirit gently, drawing consciousness closer to calm, deeper into rest. A woman lifts a small vessel of oil, carrying it with reverence to the central stone. She pours it slowly, letting it seep into the cracks and lines of the ancient surface. The oil glimmers in lantern light, tracing tiny golden paths that echo the veins beneath the earth. She presses her fingers into the liquid, drawing shapes and symbols, each one a gentle guide for those who follow. You imagine the oil carrying wisdom from hand to hand, generation to generation, a soft network of knowledge embedded in the very structure of the earth. You feel your mind quiet, tracing invisible patterns of care, connected to both soil and spirit. The spiral of ritual slows, the women kneeling once again at the base of the stone. Their hands rest gently on the earth, palms warm against the soil, and the circle becomes a living pulse of quiet energy. Lanterns sway in the trees, their light now soft and even, blending with the silver glow of the stars. Water ripples softly in the streams, reflecting light and shadow, carrying away remnants of sound and movement into gentle silence. You feel the calm settle deeply, like seeds taking root in fertile soil, nourishing mind, body, and spirit in quiet patience. A single star falls slowly, tracing a line of silver through the sky. The women raise their hands, letting it touch the earth, guiding its glow along the veins of gold beneath. You follow the light with your eyes, then with your heart, feeling the connection between heaven and earth, spirit and soil, movement and stillness. Each breath is a soft echo of the falling star, a reminder of the gentle care that shapes both life and rest. Your body relaxes further, your mind melts into the rhythm of sacred patterns, and your spirit drifts among the soft threads of light and soil. The ceremony draws to a quiet close. The women lower their hands, resting gently upon the earth, palms warm and comforting. Lanterns sway lightly in the breeze. Water continues to ripple quietly, and the soft glow of stars continues to fall upon the temple grounds. Every line traced in soil, every drop of water, every flicker of lantern light carries a blessing, a message of peace, a gentle invitation to let go. You feel the weight of the world soften, the heart's tension melt, replaced by the quiet understanding of presence, care, and enduring wisdom. You step back slowly, letting the energy of the ritual expand around you. The earth beneath your feet hums faintly, warm and steady, a network of veins carrying the stories and prayers of countless women who have tended the land. You feel a gentle alignment, breath and heartbeat synchronized with the pulse of soil, water, and stars. Each step you take now feels deliberate yet light, floating over the earth with the tender ease of someone cradled in unseen hands. The wind moves softly through the trees one last time, brushing your hair, tracing the curves of your face, carrying a final note of jasmine and moss. The lanterns sway gently, the streams glimmer faintly, and the earth beneath you rests in quiet, enduring patience. You feel the gentle embrace of ritual, the soft guidance of hands and hearts devoted to both soil and spirit, and your mind drifts further into calm. Every thought becomes a ripple, every worry a soft stone settling into the stillness of sacred ground. Now let us drift onward, following the veins of gold in the sacred earth. Let your breath carry you, slow and soft, along the paths traced by hands devoted to care. The soil beneath, the water, the stars above, they all fold together in gentle rhythm, a cradle for mind and spirit. Let every step, every ripple, The night is quiet, gentle as a soft sigh. You move slowly along a path bordered by silvered grasses and quiet stones. The air carries the faint perfume of night-blooming flowers and cool earth, each breath deepening a calm that rises like morning mist over a still lake. Above, the stars shimmer faintly, some hanging low as if bowing toward the earth, others tracing delicate arcs across the heavens. The sky seems to breathe with you, slow and steady, drawing your spirit into its vast, tender expanse. Ahead, a circle of ancient trees rises, their branches entwined like hands in silent prayer. Between them, a faint glow illuminates the ground, soft and steady, like lanterns carried by unseen beings. You feel the gentle pull of this light, not demanding, not insistent, but inviting, whispering of presence and care. This is the domain of the eternal watchers, divine women whose eyes have never closed, whose gentle vigilance flows through time like a river that never sleeps. You float closer, feeling the slow, calming weight of their quiet attention. The watchers stand in soft arcs, their forms radiant with subtle light, neither harsh nor bright, but luminous enough to warm the edges of the night. Their robes shimmer with muted patterns, each thread a quiet echo of moonlight and starfall. Their movements are slow, deliberate, flowing like the gentle tide. Each gesture carries care, touching invisible strings that link life, spirit, and memory. You feel the edges of your mind soften as you watch, the day's thoughts melting into calm waves of awareness. A faint bell rings somewhere in the distance, low and resonant, vibrating through the earth and the trees. The watchers move in subtle synchrony, hands rising in slow arcs, tracing invisible lines in the air. The bell echoes again, a soft heartbeat of the night, and you feel it settle into your chest, a steady pulse of protection and quiet presence. Every sound, every shadow, every movement is a gentle assurance that the world is held, that you are held, and that nothing slips beyond the care of these eternal guardians. Around the circle, small pools of water glimmer faintly, reflecting the soft light of the watchers above. The surfaces ripple lightly with the faintest wind, carrying reflections of stars and lantern-like glows. You drift closer, noticing the delicate patterns on the water, spirals, arcs, and circles traced by fingers that have never ceased their vigilant care. Each ripple seems to murmur stories of life, of transitions, of quiet guidance. The watchers kneel at the edges, letting their hands brush the surfaces, touching spirit to reflection, presence to thought. You inhale slowly, matching the rhythm of their calm touch, letting it anchor your own awareness. A woman steps forward, carrying a small, intricately carved bowl of sand. The grains are soft, glowing faintly under her fingertips. She lets the sand fall slowly, tracing shapes on a flat stone at the center of the circle. Spirals form naturally, arcs extend, and each line seems alive with light, vibrating in time with her steady breath. You watch the motion, mesmerized, as the watchers shift around her, their hands moving in delicate harmonies that seem to guide the sand into quiet perfection. Every subtle motion, every gentle breath, feels like an embrace of time itself, a slow acknowledgement of care that reaches into every corner of night and mind. Lanterns sway gently in the trees, their light folding over the watchers' faces. Their expressions are calm, eyes soft and unwavering, as if seeing far beyond the present moment. You feel a sense of warmth rise from the ground beneath your feet, as though each step you take carries the quiet blessing of attentive hands. The watchers hum softly, a sound low and harmonious, a quiet vibration threading through the night air. Their hum mingles with the rustle of leaves, the trickle of water, the distant bell, and together these sounds form a lullaby woven from vigilance and care. A second woman lifts a tiny flame from a lantern, her hand steady as the light flickers softly across the stones. She bends low, letting the glow trace circles upon the ground. The watchers move to mirror her motion, arcs of flame tracing patterns over the pools and stones. You feel the rhythm of their movements in your own body, each breath flowing with the rise and fall of light and shadow. The flame seems to touch everything it passes: water, stone, tree, and the soft currents of your own awareness, illuminating gently without heat, showing the quiet paths of presence and protection. Soft footsteps trace the outer edge of the circle, measured and deliberate. Another watcher walks slowly, scattering petals of pale white and gold across the ground. The petals float lightly, settling on stones, water, and earth, forming delicate patterns that mirror the arcs of stars above. You sense the care behind each movement, the thoughtfulness imbued into every touch, as if the night itself were being composed into a tapestry of calm. Your breath lengthens, slow and even, and your body feels lighter, as though the petal's softness has touched the edges of your spirit. The watchers raise their hands again, forming a delicate lattice of gestures. Each hand is steady, fingers extended in arcs and spirals, weaving threads of presence through the air. You imagine these threads stretching far beyond the circle, connecting the world of the living to realms unseen, carrying messages of guidance, protection, and quiet reassurance. You feel these threads brush lightly against your own awareness, gentle as a lullaby. guiding every thought toward calm reflection. The hum of the watchers, the whisper of petals, the ripple of water all blend into a serene current, carrying your spirit along with ease. A pool of water at the circle's center glows faintly as a final watcher steps forward, holding a bowl of oil. She tilts it slightly, letting the liquid spill into the pool with slow, deliberate grace. Tiny ripples expand outward, catching lantern light and star reflections in soft, dancing patterns. She moves her hand through the pool, tracing gentle curves, guiding the flow of water and light together. You feel the ripples in your own chest, waves of serenity that smooth the edges of thought and sensation. The world outside the circle grows distant. Only the pool, the watchers, and the slow cadence of breath remain. The women hum once more, low and tender, creating a resonant vibration that moves through the trees and stones, across water and petals, and into the quiet chambers of the mind. You float with the sound, letting it fill every corner, settling each restless thought like soft sand in a gentle tide. The watcher's eyes remain calm, unwavering, seeing everything, noticing nothing urgent, and everything precious. The steady presence reassures you that the world is watched with care, that all transitions, all nights, all hearts are tenderly held. A final bell tolls, slow and low, echoing through the circle and beyond. The watchers lower their hands, resting them gently on their laps, and the light from the lantern softens, blending into the glow of stars above. You feel a soft exhale of energy pass through the circle, a quiet release of care that reaches out to encompass every spirit present, including your own. The night seems to fold in upon itself, carrying a gentle promise. Vigilance, love, and calm will always remain. The wind stirs softly through the trees one last time, brushing the grass, water, and petals. Lanterns sway lightly, reflecting in the rippling pools, while the watchers kneel silently, their forms serene, steady, eternal. You feel your body lighten, every muscle softening, every thought slowing, each breath carrying you further into the embrace of night. The echoes of hum, water, and gentle movement remain, lingering like a tender song long after the sound itself fades. A single star falls across the sky, tracing a luminous path that seems to pause above the pool. The watchers lift their hands in unison, letting the light brush the water, and the pool glows briefly, as if acknowledging the quiet presence of those who watch without ceasing. You follow the path of the star with your eyes, then with your mind, letting its arc guide you gently toward stillness. You sense the soft network of care that stretches between earth, sky, water, and spirit, binding all with invisible threads of tenderness and calm. Slowly, the circle seems to expand, stretching into the air, across the ground, into the edges of your awareness. The watchers remain in every direction, their vigilance gentle yet steadfast. You feel held from every side, cradled in a light that is neither harsh nor cold, but warm, steady, and patient. Every breath becomes a wave, each heartbeat a gentle drum that carries the promise of quiet, the assurance of presence, and the soft guidance of eternal guardians. Let yourself drift with the watchers now. Let your awareness follow the ripples in water, the arcs of lantern light, the paths of falling stars. Feel the gentle threads of care that wind through every moment, every space, every quiet fold of night. Your spirit is held, your mind calmed, and your body softened. The eternal vigilance of these women wraps around you like a warm cloak, every gesture, every hum, every ripple carrying you deeper into rest. Now rest, as the stars return to their gentle arcs, as the water ripples softly beneath moonlight, and as the watchers continue their quiet vigil. Let the echoes of care settle into every part of you, folding the body, mind, and spirit into calm alignment. The eternal watchers remain, tender, patient, luminous, and unwavering, guiding you into the gentle passage of night, carrying you safely toward dreams and peaceful, enduring sleep. The night softens, gently folding into the quiet blush of dawn. You float through a landscape where shadows linger only as whispers, and the first light drifts softly across hills and still waters. A cool breeze stirs, brushing the edges of trees and flowers, carrying the scent of dew and hidden petals. Each inhalation draws the calm of the world inward, and each exhalation releases lingering tension. The air itself seems to breathe with you, slow and steady, as if time has paused in reverent silence. In the distance, a faint glimmer spreads across the horizon. It is gentle, like liquid gold spilling over the earth, touching every surface with warmth and quiet clarity. You move slowly toward it, each step a soft sigh, feeling the gentle pull of awakening. The land seems alive with light, yet calm, a delicate balance between night and day. The first birds begin their morning songs, soft notes that rise and fall in tender arcs, carrying echoes of everything the night has held, the murmurs of water, the soft movement of earth, and the watchful care of unseen guides. Here the wisdom of ancient women stirs, present in the air, in the rustle of leaves, in the shimmer of morning light. Their guidance is subtle, like the trace of a hand across your shoulder, gentle and reassuring. You sense their presence everywhere, in the bending of grasses, in the shimmer of the river, in the slow motion of clouds that drift like soft thoughts across the sky. They have guided souls through night, through rituals, through cycles of quiet reflection. And now, as dawn arrives, they ease the journey toward serene return. A pool of water lies ahead, calm as glass. Its surface mirrors the sky, the faint gold of the rising sun, and the soft glimmer of fading stars. You drift closer, noticing the reflections ripple gently as a soft wind stirs. The women appear here, each movement slow, deliberate, flowing like water over stone. Their hands trace invisible patterns in the air, arcs and circles that connect earth and sky, heart and spirit. Their eyes hold quiet knowing, the deep understanding of timeless cycles, the patient care that cradles the spirit as it returns from long journeys through shadowed spaces. Lanterns sway lightly at the water's edge, their light soft and steady. Each glow seems to pulse with the rhythm of the watcher's breath, a gentle heartbeat that echoes through the circle of dawn. You feel yourself caught in the pulse, rising and falling with each subtle wave. The women hum softly, a sound low and resonant, carrying vibrations through water, air, and soul. You follow the rhythm, letting it fill every corner of awareness, smoothing thoughts and quieting restless edges. The world outside seems to dissolve into this gentle cadence, leaving only calm, luminous presence. Petals float across the pool, pale and luminous, drifting on currents as if guided by invisible hands. Each blossom carries soft echoes of the night, whispers of stars, the murmur of rivers, the touch of moonlight. You watch as the women move among the petals, their gestures slow and deliberate, guiding the blossoms with care. Every motion is a lullaby, every arc of hand a gentle reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. You feel the petals brushing your spirit, soft as breath, and with each touch your mind releases a fraction more of tension, sinking further into the serene flow of dawn. The women guide small flares of light over the water, letting each hover and shimmer, then drift into soft reflections. You follow the movement with your eyes, tracing every curve, every arc, letting each light fill your awareness with calm. The air vibrates softly with their presence, carrying the gentle energy of protection, guidance, and enduring care. You feel a profound trust, as if every moment, every breath, every shadow of the past has been held with grace, and now it is safe to return into light, into peace, into gentle awakening. A bell rings somewhere beyond the pool, low and distant, vibrating softly through the earth and air. The sound is a reminder that transitions are gentle, natural, and always guided by care. You float with the resonance, each toll easing the last edges of lingering restlessness. The women move in unison, letting their hands sweep arcs across the air, tracing pathways of soft light and sound. These invisible threads stretch across the landscape, guiding returning spirits, soothing bodies, and calming minds. You feel the thread brush against your own awareness, light as a feather, yet strong enough to hold the essence of every quiet breath you have taken. The horizon brightens slightly, gold turning to pale amber, revealing distant hills and trees that sway softly in morning wind. The women step forward, carrying bowls of water and petals, pouring the liquid into the pool, letting the petals float freely. Ripples spread across the surface, catching and scattering light in delicate patterns. You follow each ripple with gentle attention, letting them carry your awareness outward, connecting you to the rhythm of all life, past and present. The light seems to fold around you, soft and warming, as though every careful step the watchers have taken to guide souls has reached its gentle completion. A whisper of wind carries the women's soft voices, like a lullaby of long ago, woven into every breath of air. They speak not with words, but with vibrations, the gentle flow of presence that says, "All is held, All is known. All is calm. You feel the warmth of this care fold over you, a blanket woven from centuries of patient, vigilant guardianship. The night is gone, yet it leaves behind a tender stillness, an understanding that transitions are gentle and every return is guided by grace. Lanterns tilt slightly with the wind, their glow reflecting in the water, in the eyes of the women, in your own awareness. Each reflection seems a reminder that the light within and the light around are one, and the journey of return is not a race, but a gentle unfolding. The women hum again, this time in a slow, rising arc that seems to lift the day into calm illumination. You feel the sound vibrate through your chest, your back, your fingertips, connecting you to earth and sky, past and future, the slow flow of breath and thought. A final circle forms around the pool, the women moving in arcs that trace the paths of the sun's first rays. The petals, water, and lanterns join the rhythm of their gestures, and together all seem to form a living map of serene return. You float gently through the circle, feeling the weight of sleep, the tenderness of care, and the soft unfolding of light. Every step is cushioned, every motion deliberate, every breath a soft wave guiding you closer to restful peace. You notice the stars above fading into the brightness of dawn, their silver whispers replaced by the warm gold of morning. The watchers lift their hands, letting the final arcs of light sweep across the pool, carrying away traces of night, of shadow, of journeys now complete. You feel yourself lifting with the flow, each inhalation lighter, each exhalation slower, as though the very air has become a cradle. The world is quiet, but alive with gentle awareness, the invisible threads of care stretching across horizon, water, sky, and spirit. The women step back, kneeling softly on the grass, letting the patterns of light and water settle naturally. You feel the rhythm of their care settle into your own being, the quiet movement, the gentle hum, the slow arcs of petals and ripples. Each becomes part of your awareness, a slow, unbroken song of calm. You sense the cycles of night and day, life and reflection, returning to their natural flow. You are held within it, safe, calm, and luminous. A faint path of gold stretches across the horizon, marking the gentle rise of the sun. You drift along it, feeling the weight of the journey lighten with each step. The women remain in their circle, ever vigilant, yet their care flows beyond, touching every leaf, stone, and ripple in the world. You realize the watchers do not merely hold, they release. Their guidance is both presence and space, steady hands and soft encouragement. You float in this knowledge, letting it fold into every cell, every thought, every breath. As the first rays warm your face, you notice that every shadow has softened, every movement carries a whisper of grace, every echo of night's hum has become a song of peace. The women's gestures seem to fold into the landscape itself, every hand movement mirrored in the wind, every ripple mirrored in the water, every soft echo mirrored in your calm awareness. You feel the serene return, not as an ending but as a gentle continuation, a passage where night, day, and spirit meet in quiet alignment. Let yourself rest in this luminous calm. Let your body sink softly into comfort, your mind float on the gentle waves of awareness, and your spirit fold into the quiet, radiant presence of the watchers. You are held, and every breath, every thought, every heartbeat becomes part of the serene return, guided by gentle wisdom and enduring care. Now the sun rises fully, bathing the land in soft light, reflecting across the pools, petals, and lanterns. The women remain, yet their presence is everywhere, in the air, in the warmth of the day, in the tender rhythm of your own breathing. You float in their care, carried gently toward restful continuation, toward luminous peace. Every edge of tension melts, every shadow softens, every thought drifts quietly toward stillness. Let us drift onward, along the gold-streaked horizon, through pools of reflection and petals of quiet light. The journey is complete, yet infinite, a cycle of calm, guidance, and gentle return. You feel the eternal care of the divine women fold around you like a soft cloak, every thread imbued with patience, serenity, and luminous grace. Let sleep deepen, let the heart settle, and let the spirit float freely in the dawn of serene return.